Make sure you do that. All good to go, Chris. 2 minutes.
Caught up with the 91 boys last night, the North Hobart boys.
Oh, okay, yeah, there's a heap of them, isn't there?
Yeah.
Guildford ones.
How's it?
That's it.
That's it.
Yep, ready to go. Blair's on board.
Yeah. Good to go.
Oh, better turn your microphone on.
Yeah,
How's
okay, that sounds fine.
Better?
Yep.
No, we've got...
Dave, yeah. Poor old Dave, he won't get a word in.
That's it. We're all good to go. Beautiful day down here, Chris. Sun is shining, sort of.
Nah,
Okay.
nice and still.
Nice and still. Good day for footy. Good day for footy. Last time these two teams will meet, well, for the foreseeable future anyway.
Yeah. They'll do a state final. Surely they'll do something
love
like
to see
that
them
one.
do
eh?
that, yeah.
Is Cox Goodyear playing?
Yep.
Yeah.
So from last week, Bennett, Van Dam, Leary and Nash are out.
Yeah.
So which will Fletcher then? He's got a skateboard injury.
Yeah.
So out for a few
Van
weeks.
Dam's a good player.
Yeah, he's playing
Been watching him,
Devils
yeah.
today.
Playing Devils, rightly so.
Right, we're away.
He needs. Talk to the locals with knowledge. Gas. Call 13 11 61. A sponsor of City Park Radio.
Welcome to North Hobart Oval. It's a beautiful day down here for a first versus last clash in the TSL, but one that holds a lot of interest as North Launceston wish to continue their unbeaten run. And North Hobart, fresh after a big victory last week on KG5, looking to repeat the days here against the ladder leaders. I'm Dave Moore. This is City Park Radio 103.7 and 96.5. And in co-commentary this afternoon, we've got Mr. Blair Brownless, who always helps us out in these Hobart games, and it's great to have you back here, mate.
Yes, good afternoon, listeners. Great to have you guys back at North Hobart.
We're on the
Thanks for
stream today
travelling.
as well?
Yeah, on the stream
Yes,
as well. Wow, wow. We better be sharp today. But North Hobart, as per usual, in very good condition. It's very still here. So looking at this clash, actually, you mentioned before, Dave, the last time these two teams played, North Launceston 106, North Hobart 78 on this very ground. So North Hobart gave really good account of themselves on that particular fixture. But, geez, the all-conquering North Launceston, 14 and zip, if you don't mind.
And they're playing such a great round of footy. I'm sure you're going to enjoy this afternoon, Blair, and it should be a really good game of footy. Yep. I mean, I know it's the tighter confines here of North Hobart Oval.
That's right.
But it should be a ripper. Dave Gruber, our stats man. Good afternoon, Dave.
Good afternoon, Dave.
And down on ground level, we've got Chris Sayer, our boundary rider. Good afternoon, Chris.
Good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, apparently it was pouring rain in Launceston this morning.
It was. I was there.
So we're enjoying a lovely day here. This is a fantastic ground, isn't it? Sort of one of those traditional suburban footy grounds with a terraced standing room up there. And, of course, memories of that Queensland game last year.
Absolutely.
I was.
So North Hobart have won the toss. They're going to kick to the Horrig Orange stand end. That's right of screen for the streamers. And we haven't gone through injuries yet. New players yet, have we? There's a few changes.
Yeah, we've got a few changes. Yeah, we'll go through those quickly, Chris. We've got Brandon Leary is out of today's selected team, as is Bo Nash. And from last week's team, also Fletcher Bennett, Oscar Van Dam. And the late inclusions from the selected teams are Jasper French on debut.
Yep. Weather down here, lovely weather, 14 degrees. It's very slight wind to the end that North Hobart's kicking to. But it'd be a lovely day, and it's going to be interesting to see how we go, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah. Chris, look forward to hearing from you during the day.
Okay, we'll do.
No worries. So we just mentioned there... before we get there, Blair, North Hobart late out is Isaac McCrimmon, one of their prime movers.
Yeah.
In comes Jake Dixon, so a late change there. Yeah, North Hobart's not the sort of ground we saw in the grand final a bit last year too, that North Launceston, like tighter confines, they love to run the ball off half back, so it'll be interesting to see tactically how they go today.
Exactly right. They're so skillful, aren't they, North Launceston? You give them a little bit of space and they just tear you to ribbons, and they've done that to many sides this year. In fact, I think that's what North Hobart like as well, actually, to be honest. I think they prefer the bigger grounds because they're young and fast. They are so young, North Hobart. It will be interesting, the bigger bodies of North Launceston against the younger players here. They've got no real height either. That's the problem for North Hobart. In the ruck, Charlie Meadows, I see he's there in the ruck, but geez, they're all about 6 foot at best, the rest of their players, and below.
And you know a lot of these North Hobart boys, Blair, through junior footy, that you've grown up through the school system and that sort of thing. So I'm interested to get your insights today on especially some of the younger ones.
Yeah, exactly right. They've got an exciting list list. They really do. But the problem for North Hobart, their very best players are 17, 18-year-old kids.
Yep.
They don't have a lot in that 25-year age bracket to really show the way. But here we go, Dave.
Underway here at North Hobart Oval, City Park Radio, 103.7 and 96.5. First bounce, lead with the tap. Tries to find Stingle, weaving through his Sulzberger. Handball sideways to Cox Goodger. Torpedo inside 50 straight up. Marking contest off the back, Declan Chugg. 5 goals last week and a goal already here in the first 13 seconds to Declan Chugg. And that is textbook North Launceston, straight out of the middle. Cox Goodger didn't muck around in the small confines of North Hobart Oval. He pumped it forward. Smart play, Declan Chugg.
Well, what an outstanding start for North Launceston. We hope that that's not a sign of things to come here afternoon. But you look at that experience we talked about already, the bigger body of Lee in the ruck, straight down to Sulzberger, who's a good-sized midfielder, to Cox Goodyear, and then bang goal. Danger signs already for North Hobart.
I don't usually say that after 40 seconds, but yes, it certainly is here. Yeah, so a great start to this game. And the tactics, I think, of North Launceston are going to be to get it forward. They've got a really explosive forward line. Missing Leary today, of course. Here they go again. Stingle back to Sulzberger. He'll be on his left foot, kicks it forward. Griffiths is there. Ahern from behind. He marks. Jack Ahern takes the grab deep in the forward pocket in front of the scoreboard here. And be a tough shot, but he's only about 30 out. So 2 centre clearances straight up. Dave Gruber's written them down.
Yep. Two very clean centre clearances. Cox Goodyear just having a spell already. He's done a minute's worth of work. He's just gone to the bench.
North Hobart haven't had possession yet in this game. So Jack Ahern, slow deliberate approach. Boy from the northwest coast, left foot. Kicks it nicely through for a goal.
Good.
They've got 2 goals in 1 minute and 40 seconds here at North Hobart Oval. And they are up and about North Launceston.
What a start. This is an unbelievable start from North Launceston. We know they're a classy outfit, but this is just taken to another level, isn't it? It's almost like a training drill at the moment. But Jack Ahern there, good set of hands. Left footer. It can be tough to kick goals in front of the scoreboard here, but we're on such a still day. He was a left footer, so he opened up the angle nicely. Very clean, very polished from North Launceston.
The curtain raiser today, Blair, it was a massive win to North Hobart G-League. 35-15, 225. Defeated North Launceston 1-3-9.
Could we get the exact opposite in the senior game?
I don't think it'll be that.
That'd be unbelievable, wouldn't it?
Oh, let's hope not, because I want to see a bit more of a contest as Meadows wins the tap. Here's a chance, so Event falls down, gets it back to Nicholas. Handball sideways looking for man Shandon. Getting there to lay the tackle was Clifford. The number 40 there, Josh Clifford for North Hobart. It'll be a ball up.
Josh Clifford, interesting. He'd been away from footy for a few years. Was a very good junior player at North Hobart. Good to see him back.
Out to Stingle. Evades the tackle. He's been influential early. Does a little dance. Gets away from Norton. Long handball to the middle to Kerr. Great vision. Now to man Shannon, who's under pressure. Sideways handball. That's Summers. He gets another handball further on. Simpson gets around. Tries to get it back to Summers. But there's a good little interception there from Archie Devine. Over there towards Leafheber. His handball's astray and it's chucked by Nicholas. Handball forward to the ball back to Summers. Under pressure from Devine and it's over the boundary line. We ran into Robbie Devine just a few minutes ago.
We did.
The father of Archie.
Yeah, father of Archie, one of the assistant coaches here at North Hobart. One of the legends, kicked many a goal on this very ground. Loved it here.
And he's been very involved with junior footy as well, the Devils program.
Yeah, he's been assistant coach for the Devils for a long time as well. So young Archie, who's only in year 10 at St Virgil's, a very good little prospect for the future.
Great experience games like this for young Archie. Gets
Just got the hands then.
Handball over the top here looking for Norton. A little bit of volleyball goes on. Leafheber. Handball sideways to Wright. Wright dispossessed, out of bounds. Speaking of the Devils, the girls under 18 in the Coates League, good win this morning, 7-12-54, defeated the Quarter Cannons 2-3-15. Matthew McGee is at that game today, so he's going to give us some scores throughout the day for the boys' game that gets underway pretty soon.
Great to hear from Macca.
There's a boundary throw in. We've got a special guest at half-time. I'll get to it in a minute as well.
Yes, we have.
As Lee, little handball, out here towards Bales, can't take possession. Nicholas, nice handball to Avent, intercepted by James. Contested footy now. Here's Clifford again, gets it back. Snap on goal, Josh Bingham. That might go the distance. It does. Great goal, Josh Bingham. And a good answering goal there for the Demons. Fantastic game of footy early here at North Hobart Oval, and Josh Bingham gets the first one for the Demons.
Yeah, it's a good reply from North Hobart, wasn't it? Because, geez, it was all one-way traffic for the first 2 minutes of this game. But North Hobart worked their way into this contest, haven't they? They've persisted. They got on chains of handball there and just worked it forward. And this will be very important for North Hobart. One inside 50, one goal. And they've got to make the most of their opportunities because we think they won't have too many today.
Well, Fletcher Bennett is out of that back line. I mean, they've got a lot of players that can cover him, but he's been a fantastic player over the last few seasons of TSL footy. So he's a bit of a loss back there. As Lee now with another tap. Stingle again. Gets through. Gets to 60 out. Takes a bounce. Gets confronted. Off to Kerr. He'll be under pressure. He'll snap on goal. Falls short into the goal square. Smashed through there by Monks, the skipper. Through for a behind. And scoreboard a little bit behind at the times here. It's actually 2-1-13. Greaves is keeping track of the score until the scoreboard gets back underway. 2-1-13 North Launceston to North Hobart, 1 goal straight 6. So the Demons now in the back pocket in front of the place to stand where there's a function going on today for the 1991-92 North Hobart Premiership teams. James takes a good mark. He's been a good pick-up this year for the Demons, Blair.
He has. Critical for the Demons too because he's got height. They're on the charge here, the Demons. Here they go.
Lee Febber takes the mark. Had a bit of a haircut. Young Thomas plays on, close to the man on the mark, kicks inside 50. Target there is Walker from behind Nicholas with the spoil. Oh, Stingle's handball's not great. Wilbur McMurray's got it. He handballs towards half forward, ends up with Kilpatrick, goes backwards, gets on that left foot. Nice little kick here, looking for Bingham, nearly took the mark. Second chance for Bingham. Handball, Leafheber weaves his way through, snaps. Thomas Leafheber hits the post. So 1-1-7 North Hobart, North Launceston 2-1-13. Gee, it's a fast start, Blair.
It's been fantastic, hasn't it? The good conditions we talked about earlier, but North Hobart showing some real skill as well. We thought it was going to be one-sided, but it's a terrific response from North Hobart.
Harry Bales, out of fullback, pressured there by Wright. Gets the kick away here, looking for Griffiths. Gets his hand to it, can't take it. Off hands, Charlie Meadows. And we'll get a stoppage on the left half forward. It's something springish about today, Blair. Like the sun's out, firm ground.
Yeah, no wind is the key as well here because you get the wind going across the ground away from the broadcast box here and can get a lot of play on that far side.
Right in front of that George Miller stand.
But not today. We expected the key always here at North Hobart is to play the terrace side in front of us here at the broadcast side. But it won't matter where you are today. Good conditions.
Avant tries to break clear. He might be penalised here. He is. He ran into trouble. And good tackle there by Kilpatrick.
Geez, they're up and about, North Hobart.
No, they're
Great
doing
response.
Okay. As we, if you just joined us, North Launceston kicked 2 goals in about 90 seconds. Since then, they've worked their way into the game. Cox Goodger at front position. Might have got one high. Play on the boundary line right. Little handball. Now Nicholas. Close to the boundary line. Back to Cox Goodger. Doesn't muck around. Pumps it up the wing. Finds Ahern with a magnificent kick. He takes the mark. Wheels and goes. Event will take it on the bounce. Second bounce. Has got it. Weaves around. Funny old kick looking for Tane Thomas. Excitement machine, Year 10 Prospect High School. Gets tackled and be a ball up inside 50.
What's the mail on Tane Thomas?
Yeah, very good prospect. He's played with the Tassie under-16s. And, grade 10 Prospect High School. He's played a bit of senior footy this year. So a couple of grade 10s in this game today. It's great to see getting that senior experience. I remember Riley Sanders a few years back.
Oh, yes.
Played in Year 9 at North Launceston.
What a player he was as a junior.
Absolutely. Caelan Matthews on top of the ball. Kicked 5 goals in his debut earlier in the season against Glenorchy. Another ball up. So deep in attack here for North Launceston. 8.5 minutes gone. Matthews with the tap. Chug tries to work his way clear. And we'll get another ball up. Half-time guest, Blair. Darren Matheson, who played in that 1991 grand final here against North Launceston. So it'd be great to catch up with Matho.
Absolutely. A terrific player. I actually caught up with the 1991 North Hobart players last night, led by Mark Yates down at Salamanca. Yes, warming up.
Griffiths, snap round the corner. So you would have played in that year, those couple of years? Yep.
Yeah, a little story to tell later on if we've got time about North Hobart. They knocked us out. Mark Devine kicked this goal from outside 50.
We'll talk about it.
A big torpedo knocked us out of the finals race.
A long kick out of defence there from Tom Procopiece and out of play.
Procopese, a very good player, one to watch there in the future. I think he'll have a big year in the Devils next year as a Year 12 top age player. Procopese, really good defender.
I remember calling his sister, was it, in a TSLW grand final?
Yeah.
Played well.
That's it. And one nice size, about 193 centimetres.
Excellent. Out comes Nicholas, who's had a lot of it early. His kick here towards McMurray, though. He'll take it. He'll be under pressure straight away. Here comes Tane Thomas. He didn't take it with him. Fights on at the bottom of the contest. So it's just got a bit scrappy in the last minute or two.
Yeah, we started free-flowing football. North Hobart went coast to coast for their 2 goal-scoring opportunities, and it has tightened up a bit.
Here comes Cox Goodger. He gets tackled, and gets tackled high. Nobody in the competition does better than Brad Cox Goodger at drawing that free kick.
Could he kick this? He's outside 50.
I tell you what, with the advantage of the stand rule, he's half a chance. No, he doesn't go for it. Spots up Chug, but doesn't get there. And there's Wilbur McMurray. He's been prominent early.
He's very hard-working, solid player, isn't he, Will McMurray? He's only a year 11, so he's 17-year-old. A big, bright future for him, young Wilbur.
Jack Gilligan turned it over, and Stingle's got it. Short pass here. Griffiths will be on the boundary line. Picks it up now. Look away handball. Meant for Cox Goodger. He was under all sorts of pressure. Comes now to Leaf Hobart. Bingham tackled from behind there. Off the ground, Griffiths back to Gilligan. He kicks off a step for North Hobart to the wing. Oh, big fly from behind there by Cohen Stevenson. But the ball is out of play. Just in front of the George Miller stand. We've been playing 11 minutes. 2-1-13 North Launceston. North Hobart 1-1-7. Other games today. Clarence versus Launceston at Launceston Arena. And third game is out at Lauderdale. Lauderdale versus Glenorchy. So on paper, 3 probably uneven contests, but you never know in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Spills out now to Cox Goodger. Oh, he kicks it straight into Devine there. Cox Goodger goes back again. And he's just playing with a lot of freedom this year, Cox Goodger. No coaching this year.
Yeah,
so he's just got that. He only has to worry about playing, and I think it's really freed him up.
Yeah. I thought at the start of the season he was on a restricted season, but he seems to play every game, doesn't he? Yeah, including the state game as well. Yep.
Kicks from the wing.
He's got a barrel.
He has. It's not got onto it, though. Griffiths rises high. Should have taken on the chest in the end. Couldn't rein it in. Spills out towards Gilligan, one of those young players we saw debut earlier in the season at Windsor Park, Jack Gilligan.
Yeah, classy left footer.
Yep.
Another year 11 student, bottom age.
Guildford Young College?
Guildford Young College. He could play a very big year next year, I think, in the Devils, running off the half-back line. You talked about Cox Goodyear playing with freedom. He just launched a torpedo, didn't he?
He did.
No longer the coach. And
that's it.
Yeah.
I'm sure Adrian Smith is just to our left here. I won't mind that. He'll let Coxie do what he wants.
I think you just let the boy play.
That's it. Boundary thrown in front of the scoreboard. Is taken there by Janes. He just launches with his own torpedo close to the boundary line. Getting there is Theo Ives, who spills the mark. It's out of play. Every time I see that scoreboard, I remember back to that one that used to have the light bulbs for the numbers. Remember that?
Yes, some light bulbs weren't working, of course, on that one. There was every second one. But, yes. Timely change was made to the electronic scoreboard.
It was pretty groundbreaking back in the day, like the VFL Park scoreboard with that old replay screen.
That's it, the early replay. Black and white, I think.
It was. Cox Goodger on the wing. We'll get groups of stats at the next stoppage. Cox Goodger now plays on. Long kick. That's 60 metres towards the goal square. Chug takes the mark. Oh, does he? Yes, he does.
Yes, he does.
I thought he'd taken it first grab, but he just juggled it a little bit. And he's going to go back and kick his second. And he's kicking some goals this year. He kicked 5 last week. Blair in a really dominant performance against Lauderdale.
Well, famous name at North Launceston, isn't it?
Yep.
Chug. And, he looks a real prospect, doesn't he? He classy effort and got his hands on that. But Cosgood, he just breaks the play up, doesn't he? He just over kicks it over the lines and then creates his shot on goal, which is straight
Chug
to the middle.
kicks his second and North Launceston's third. And after kicking 2 in the first minute and a half, it took them another 13 minutes or so to get the next one. But they're out now to 3-1-19. And they lead North Hobart 1-8, I think it is. The score's gone off the scoreboard. But, Cruz, we'll get to your stats. What do you got for us?
Yeah, just some of the stats. North Launceston well on top in clearances. It's 10-2.
Wow.
And inside 50s, they're leading 8-3. Intercept marks 1 apiece, but hit-outs also pretty even, 7-8.
Okay.
North Launceston.
Yeah, Alex Lee, it's a good battle there in the ruck. As you said, they haven't got a recognised ruckman, so Nathan Janes at the moment doing a bit of ruck work. Out it comes again to Cox Goodger, back to Bales. Fumbles slightly, bit of wind now in our effects mic. I'll just turn that down a little bit.
Wow.
as Mitch Nicholas gets the handball away. Fighting for possession here at half forward. So McMurray again involved. Comes out to Sulzberger. Beautiful work here from Nicholas. Geez, had a lot of it in this first quarter. Now back to Jack Avent. Low kick, but it's all North Hobart back there. And intercept mark is taken. And it looks like number 29 there in... Oh, he's not... Oh, yes, Jake Dixon, the late inclusion. Boy from Wynyard. Comes out now to Kilpatrick. Takes the mark. Side defensive 50 still. 15 minutes gone. Plays on. Kicks it towards the wing, looking for James. He has to spoil from behind in the end. Picked up again by Nicholas. Kicks it back here to Bales, who takes the mark on the wing. They can launch here with the transference of play to the middle of the ground. They can raffle it. Jasper French on debut. Son of Jason.
Yes.
As the tackle is laid near the centre circles.
Son of Jason, wow, yes. What great stock that is.
Absolutely. So he's played a fair bit of seconds footy in the D-League and has got his opportunity today. So congratulations, Jasper French. Out comes the Norton. Kicks under pressure, right up in the air. Umpire says play on. Everyone goes the thump away. Picked up in the end by Kerr. Handball's just to a bit of space. Straight to Norton. Norton's bouncing kick towards French. He can't take it in. The lovely work here, McGuinness. Handballs trying to find a teammate in Stevenson, who might have been taken without it. That's what the crowd thought. As Bales now handballs it to someone with the back turner, and that was Summers. Comedy of errors here at the moment. Now Norton kicks to half forward. There's only one player back there, and that is Simpson.
This is where they're dangerous, North Launceston, launching off half back here. Look at the space created. But
Good spoil there from Monks on Sulzberger, but over the back here, backing up is Griffiths. Handball option to Jake Nash. He can go over the top with the overlap now to Avent. Needs the bounce to sit for him. Weaves through traffic. On the right foot, kicks the goal squeeze. Chug again. He's got it, no, but he might kick the goal anyway. He does.
Wow.
Oh, Declan Chug, great recovery, great athleticism, and he's kicked 3 in the first quarter here at North Hobart.
We thought this would happen. North Launceston, they're so dangerous across half back. When the turnover happens at half back, their skills.
You said it in the call, Blair.
In the call, their skills are elite. Now, it wasn't actually perfect, but they still outnumbered North Hobart to each contest. Got it forward. Now, my tip will be Declan Chug will be standing in the goal square. There'll be no one else inside 50 after the bounce, of course. And he's already kicked 3 goals. He'd be licking his lips, but you can't get ahead of yourself in this game because you're thinking, I'll kick 10 or something, but it doesn't always happen like that.
It was quite an interesting 10-goal effort for North Launceston player a few years ago in Seth Campbell, who's now playing with Richmond, of course. We're playing this afternoon. We'll get some scores soon. As man Shandon now to Summers. Long handball over the top. Kicked inside 50 by Jackie Avent. Matthews rises high and takes it. A bit of a jack in the box. As we said, 5 goals on debut and a real prospect. Still fairly raw in some ways, but he's got a lot of upside.
He certainly has. I've seen him at school level there, Dave. St. Pat's College, a very, very exciting prospect. Hasn't played a lot of Devils, though, has he?
No, he's just on the fringe there, but I think he's one that could really have a go at it next season. As kicking towards goals, not bad. Griffiths rises, thumped through by the North Hobart defence for 2-26 North Launceston. North Hobart 1-1-7.
Matthews bottom major at Devil. Yeah.
And, no, he'd have to play next year as an overager. Yeah. But,
yeah, for sure. With the potential he's showing, you definitely look at him as an overager, tall prospect like that.
Tall players are something that are quite rare. Nathan James, he got himself under pressure there and kicked it out of bounds on the floor.
Well, that's what tall players can do also as well. James is quite tall, but not the greatest kick. Let's see what Alex Lee can do as he puts it inside 50.
Kicks close to the boundary. Connor Young front position, but good mark at the back once again by James. So AFL today. There's great games. Carlton Collingwood tonight. Blair, that'll be an absolute beauty.
Pendlebury 400, massive.
Tigers 22 to North Melbourne 14. So an 8-point lead there, the Tigers.
Colby McKirch is back in that lineup for North Melbourne, which is great. And another player, Dustin Martin's back as well. So very exciting.
How many more games do you got with the Tigers? That's the question.
I can see 1 year at the Gold Coast. I can just see it.
They might need him after last night. Is Norton now handballs off to Clifford.
He's only going to play the away games for the Gold Coast.
McGuinness now to Kilpatrick. That's a good run off half back there by North Hobart. Spoil from behind. Trying to pick up the ball there for North Hobart was Zach Barrow. Tackle laid by Kilpatrick. Back to right. Player tackled there was Jack Wilson. It's close to the line, and North Hobart are doing this okay. They've kept possession. Now the turnover comes. Handball over the top to Kerr. A little bit of space. Handball sideways to the running Cox Goodger. Picks it up. They're streaming through the middle. Avent. He's got a man in Sulzberger. He wants him. He goes back to Lee, who now goes to Sulzberger. He'll take possession on 50. Backwards now to Stingle as tying away up his options. Oh, that's a really good smother there on the ball by Anthony Volter. And it causes a turnover to Walker. Now to Clifford. Off half back through Norton. Has to stop. Good pressure, North Launceston. Yeah. Coughed it up. Stingle, 45 out. Kick to the goal square. Ahern's there. Griffiths is there. They both flew. At the front. Another one to Declan Chug. No. One behind. 4-3-27. North Launceston, North Hobart 1-1-7. And he's just having one of those days. It's Declan Chug.
Declan Chug, if he's not marking it, he's front and centre getting the crumbs. And to be honest, it was at the top of the goal square. He really should have kicked that and could have had 4 goals for the first quarter.
Really impressive kick there from Kilpatrick. It hit the chest of right, but he couldn't take the mark. North Launceston fighting for possession. McGuinness in there. Bales laid upon. High. Free kick. Harry Bales. Long left footer. As Jacob Kerr throws a few out of the way. As Bales gets up. Boy from originally from Scotch Oakburn College. Now he goes off the mark. Kicks to the goal square. There's a few there for North Launceston. Actually carried the contest in the end, through for behind. Dave Grube inside 50s to this point.
14-4.
Yeah, there's a bit of territory dominance there, Blair.
Yeah, 14-4. North Hobart did make the most of it. They've got 1 goal, 1 from their 4, but yeah.
And they've tried to run it a few times, but just one skill error just brings them undone.
Well, that's it. They're playing the right way, aren't they, North Hobart? But they're just missing targets exactly like that.
Right on cue. Blair Brownless is now Stingle, who's probably had about 10 possessions in this quarter.
Yeah, very good player, Stingle.
They had some time in South Australia, Blair, and it's one of those players we've got to keep in Tassie for that VFL side.
Very interesting year next year. Poor old North Launceston in the North competition. They'll be looking forward to some state games for these better players, if in fact they do stay at the club.
That's right. There's Bales now again, right in the centre circle. Kicks here to the leading Chug, who takes it on the chest. What a kick that was from Bales. He had to put that in that position, and that position only for it to be marked, and he did so.
Well weighted, wasn't it? There was players in front, North Hobart defenders in front there, just drifted over the back there. Beautiful lead, beautiful kick. That's what they do, North Launceston. They're so clean. Their passages of the play are just so clean.
Declan Chug, who has kicked 3 goals, 1 in this first quarter, only played 22 minutes. Distance might test him. 48, high kick. I don't think he'll make the distance. He'll fade as well. Monk's there with the spoil, through for a behind.
I don't know if he's got a set goal kicking routine. He actually got very close to the man on the mark there. I'm not sure he's got, for a guy that kicks a lot of goals, I'm not sure he's got a set routine there.
Doesn't usually kick from that far out, so he might have been going for a bit of extra distance there. Long kick out from fullback. That's got all the way to the George Miller stand on the far side. Weaving his way through is Sulzberger. Tackled well by, I think that was Leaf Heber. Yes, Spills now. Norton gets one high. Chance here for North Hobart. Kick to McGuinness. He's in the centre circle. He kicks inside 50 looking for Leaf Heber. A lot of North Launceston defenders there. Taking those. That young Devine. No, it's Bingham who's gone to the short sleeve. He's caught me out there. Comes back now towards Devine. Couldn't quite take possession. Jake Nash does. And we're going to get a ball up. An umpire lets it go. Still a contested footy. Lots of players diving in. And now it's holding the ball. Player laid on top of it from North Hobart. And I think that was the veteran there, Brad Tilbury. So free kick at half back through Mitchell. He goes wider. Looking there for Simpson, and it's out of bounds. Today's broadcast brought to you by Elgas. For all your LPG needs statewide, talk to the locals with knowledge. Phone 13 11 61. You listen to City Park Radio, 103.7 and 96.5. We've made the journey to North Hobart. It's just such a glorious place to broadcast from here on the wing in this newish media centre, Blair.
Yeah, magnificent, isn't it? Timely.
Good mark.
There we go.
Lovely mark. I think that's the man Bingham again.
Bingham, yep.
Josh Bingham has taken the mark. 40 out, directly in front. So he's got rid of the long sleeves as the sun's come out here in southern Tasmania. And he's got a chance for his second. Well within range, you'd think.
He's looked dangerous as a forward, hasn't he? He's had limited opportunities, but he's making the most of the opportunities. We've spoken about this already about North Hobart. They've got to kick these goals just to stay in touch of the all-rampant North Launceston.
They trail by 22 points. 25 minutes gone in the first quarter as Josh Bingham kicks towards goal. And I think that snuck in.
Okay.
It has indeed. It's a goal to North Hobart. And they keep in touch. 2-1-13, trailing North Launceston 4-5-21.
It's a good response from North Hobart because we thought early days, geez, they're going to be blown out of this contest early by North Launceston, but they've responded twice now. When you think 2 times already in this game, we're only in the first quarter, you think that North Launceston might get the upper hand, but they've been dogged and they're showing some good skill as well, North Hobart. So really well done from Bingham. His second goal, well, in fact, he's the only goal kicker for North Hobart.
And to stay in this contest, groups 6 inside 50s to North Hobart?
Yeah, 6 inside 50.
Yeah,
they've got to make those visits count today. They've got to score goals regularly just to keep in touch.
Well, that's if you have a look at the whole season. In fact, if you have a look at North Hobart's last 5 seasons, they don't score heavily, so they've got to make the most of opportunities. And look at this out of the middle.
Cox Goodges takes a bounce out of the middle, then gets it to Stingle. Low kick towards Kerr. Couldn't take the slips catch. Now Ahern's got it. Chicken winged. Still maintains possession. Holds it a long time. Play on. Now they don't take the advantage through Kilpatrick, so the ball will come back. And Zach Barrow with the free kick. It's a nice kick over here to Volta. A new recruit this year for North Hobart, Anthony Volta.
Anthony Volta, Guildford Young College, year 11. New recruit, actually.
Yes.
just arrived at the college a couple of weeks ago.
So
after the Sardis football season,
there you go.
Sadly.
What a pity. Year 11, though. He's got next year.
That's it.
Next year. We're going to get a ball in right in front of us here. Yeah, we got cut off a bit talking about that the new media centre here, but it's fantastic facility.
And for the coaches as well.
They're right next to us.
Flanked by the coaches here, broadcasting upstairs as well with the TV cameras. Yeah, very timely though. I must say it was very dangerous getting up to the old media centre here. Here
comes Stingle with the bounce, getting it from Cox Goodger, who takes a second bounce and just evades him, so it goes out of bounds. Gee, Cox Goodger, Stingle, Sulzberger, haven't they had a picnic in this first quarter?
Yeah, Nicholas had a bit of it as well too. But this is, you can get caught by this, trying to do a little bit too much. I think the coach would just say, stick to the basics. He didn't need to have that second bounce, did he? He could have just drove it inside 50.
When they've got in there quickly, they've scored goals.
Exactly right. And they've got a forward that's already kicked 3 in Chug.
Great tap from leader, Cox Goodger. Breaks 2 tackles and kicks a goal. That is sublime stuff from North Launceston. The ruck work from leader Cox Goodger has to be seen to be believed. He just hit it to advantage. Cox Goodger looked like being in an impossible position. He was surrounded by demons, and he just burst his way through and kicked a goal.
The old stages said, look out, young guys. We'll show you the way. Lead down to Cox Goodyer. But we've seen that so many times. He's just such a powerful athlete, isn't he? And once he's inside 50 on that left foot, you know it's going to put it in your program already. But love seeing that brutal sort of play there from him. He's come off for a spell after that. Well deserved.
And just a tap from Lee. I mean, these two have played with each other now for 10 years and more.
Absolutely.
Just the understanding is there.
Class acts in the middle.
Speaking of the middle, we're back there, and Avent's kick is smothered. So it's a contested clearance now. We might get a secondary ball up. Out it pops, though. Sulzberger does get the clearance. Up towards half forward. Flying through to Ahern. Good spoil, James. Spinning out beautifully as Stingle. Handball's there to Kerr. Can he get clear? He can't. He does get a handball away. A lot of players around the contest. Griffiths, dangerous. 40 goals this year. Now it comes out of Kilpatrick, sweeping across half back. He kicks to the wing. Man there in advantage there is RJ Watson. Eventually ends up here with Tilbury. And it's quarter time here at North Hobart Oval. And it's a great first quarter of footy. And it's North Launceston leading at the moment 5-5-35 to North Hobart, who are 2-1-13. At quarter time, goal kickers for North Launceston, 3 to Declan Chug, 1 each to Jack Ahern and Bradley Cox Goodger, and for North Hobart, 2 to Josh Bingham. Before we get to groups of stats, just some quick thoughts there at quarter time, Blair.
Well, they're a class act, North Launceston. Geez, they got out of the blocks there within the first minute of this game. They had 2 goals already. Full credit to North Hobart, who did respond and got a goal back. But the overall class of North Launceston, their prime movers are up and about. They've got a dangerous forward in Chug, so they look very, very good. And Bingham for North Hobart, 2 goals is really flying the flag for North Hobart.
Yeah, just that midfield dominance at the moment. We haven't got the stats available, but I'd say Stingle, probably 10 possessions.
He'd be a plus
good
10.
to 10 possessions.
Yeah.
Salisbury's had a lot of it. And you mentioned Nicholas, who across half-back has really built some pressure across the ground.
Yeah, exactly. Class act there. And, yeah, we haven't seen a lot from their other superstars yet. Griffith, Bales had a little bit of it. His ball use has been elite. So, there's good players all across the park, as we know, with North Launceston. So they're an exciting team to watch. Actually, I've really enjoyed watching them. And even on the tighter confines here at North Hobart, they've found a way to move the ball really cleanly from half back all the way through and finishing with goals. So exciting. It's a good game in good conditions, and it's a pleasure to be here at North Hobart Oval.
Quarter time stats, Dave Gruber.
Hit-outs, North Hobart 8, North Launceston 14. Clearances, North Hobart have 6 to North Launceston 16. Inside 50s, North Hobart 6, North Launceston 17. Marks inside 51 for North Hobart, 4 for North Launceston. Intercept marks 3 apiece, and free kicks 4 for North Hobart and 6 for North Launceston.
Those clearances and inside 50 stats are nearly identical, aren't they?
Yeah, that's right.
One leads the other.
Yeah, that's right. And we talked earlier, North Hobart, not a lot of height in this team. David Monks is their tall defender. Jane's in the ruck.
He's been good.
He's battled away really well against a quality opponent.
He's done a bit around the ground as well.
Yeah, he has. He moves well around the ground. So Meadows is giving a chop out in the ruck as well. But, they do play in the right spirit, North Hobart. They really do try to move it. They've got some classy players themselves. Tyler McGuinness, really classy player too. Kilpatrick, another left footer, really classy. So they do try to play in the right spirit, actually. And have a look at Robbie Devine here. He's got the midfield group. He's very, very animated. He is. I thought he'd be forward coach for sure, but he's having an earnest chat to the midfield here. But they're up against it, that poor old midfield there against North Launceston.
We're going to take a break here on City Park Radio and get some messages from our sponsors. Quarter time here at North Hobart Oval. It's 5-5-35 North Launceston, North Hobart 2-1-13. Back in a moment.
Play your cards right with new LPG deals from Elgas. Whether you're moving in or you're settled in, make the switch online today. From LPG account credits, fixed pricing and carbon offset options, Elgas has got you.
In Australia alone, over 20,000 people live with the life-changing effects of a spinal cord injury. Despite this daunting reality, there is hope on the horizon. Thanks to groundbreaking research and advancements in medical technology, Australian scientists are on the cusp of starting clinical trials into a cure for paralysis. Whether big or small, your donations will take us a step closer to a world where paralysis is no longer a lifelong sentence, but a temporary setback. Together, we can cure paralysis.
Elgas, for all your LPG needs. Talk to the locals with knowledge. Elgas, call 13 11 61, a sponsor of City Park Radio.
Welcome back to North Hobart Oval. It's a 22-point lead to North Launceston at quarter time. Hopefully our southern viewers, listeners will indulge me because we've got a big game in NTFA Division 1 today between Old Scotch and Lilydale. It's really a battle for top spot with just 2 rounds to go. And at quarter time, Old Scotch 5-4-34, leading Lilydale 1 goal straight 6. Scotch had the breeze in the first quarter worth at least 3 goals. So it's probably fairly even there at the moment between Old Scotch and Lilydale. The Demons.
Fairly even, 5 goals to 1.
Yep. Old Scotch got Fletcher Seymour playing with him, who was a big player for Launceston.
Yeah, very good cricketer down south.
Yes, correct.
Played for Clarence Cricket Club and very good footballer. Yeah.
At Lauderdale, it's close to quarter time, and it's Lauderdale 18, leading Glenorchy 2. No score as yet available there from Clarence and Launceston. Okay, so the team's just getting their final instructions. So, Adam Best has been a great acquisition to North Hobart. I know they haven't had the wins perhaps this year they would have liked, but as a coach of developing players, he's fantastic.
Well, he's an ideal coach for this young team. He's actually a school teacher. He's at Elizabeth College.
Yep.
So he works day to day with this age group. And then he coaches this age group on the weekend as well. They're all 17, 18, 19-year-olds there. But, battling away, it's just been so tough for North Launceston year after year after year to try and move up the ladder.
North Hobart.
North Hobart. No,
Yep.
it hasn't been a problem for North Launceston at all.
Chris Sayer's been listening to Adam Bester down there, and what do you have to say at quarter time, Chris?
Well, he says there's little effort, little intent, and where's the winner's attitude? He says they've put a tag on Cox Goodyer. Got to maintain possession, get the ball inside 50, leading into a space, not leading your opponent into where North Launceston opponents are in that forward line. And the weather's starting to close in here. Mount Wellington's disappeared, and a slight drizzle of rain.
Oh, yes. Thanks, Chris. What about the breeze down there?
Hardly any breeze to speak of.
Okay. Thanks, Chris, for that report at quarter time. Wonder who the lucky person is who's going to have to tag Brad Cox Goodyer.
Let's have a look here. Who's going to him?
Is it Brad Tilbury?
The veteran himself is going. He put his hand up and said, all right then, I'll go to Cox Goodyer. And good luck there.
Yeah, so Chris is quite right. There's a bit of a shower just drifting over the mountain. So we'll see if that makes a difference here to the second quarter action. We're underway. And up it goes. Lee might have caught one in the face there. He's gone down a little bit. He's up again. And McGuinness has got it. They'll get the first clearance, North Hobart. Kicks towards half forward. Colin Stevenson presents and takes a good mark. 60 out from goal. We're too far out to score. He's got leads left, right and centre. So he goes now towards the goal square. Plenty of North Launceston players get back and defend. And it's taken there by Mitchell. Over now to Bales. Little handball over the top. Ends up with Sulzberger. Now to Avent. Kick up the wing. Off hands. Taking it was Jake Nash. Couldn't quite get possession. Bailey Walker dives in. He drags it in. Bailey Walker. You are gone, son. There it is.
Yeah, good call, Dave.
Today's umpires, Ben Bannister, Ben Strong and Nick Merritt-Smith. Officiating. So free kick, Ahern. Runs. Kicks long to full forward, chugs there, off hands. Jacob Kerr for goal. Kicks one for North Launceston. He doesn't kick many, young Jacob, but he's kicked one and isn't he happy about it? Jacob Kerr, the boy from Winnalea, has kicked the goal.
Launceston Grammar too, wasn't he, back in the day? Yes, he was quite a character early days. I remember at school, Jacob Kerr, and I think he's probably one of the spiritual leaders at the club, I would imagine.
Absolutely. He's played, a lot of D-League footy. Yeah. We looked at North Hobart's team today in the seconds. They had a lot of players that have been in this club for quite a while.
That's
it's
right.
a true seconds team, whereas North Launceston have lost a lot of players to NTFA clubs, but Jacob Kerr is one that has stayed through the journey. And he desperately wants to play in a premiership team for North Launceston, and he's kicked a handy goal there.
He certainly does. He looks a lot fitter than I've seen him in previous years as well. So well done, Jacob Kerr.
6-5-41, plays 2-1-13. Lead now 28 points, early second quarter. Lee bounces off his knees. It's now at half back. Here it is with Lockie Mitchell. Couldn't quite pick it up. Comes back towards Summers. Now Bailey Mitchell spills out to Bales. Quick kick out of defence. Bit of a chaos ball at half back. Here we go now through Cox Goodyer. Now being tagged by Tilbury. Up the wing, looking here for Stingle. He reins it in, breaks a tackle, has a runner. That's Nicholas. Will it sit for him? It sort of does. Now I was going to say he picked it up, but he just fumbled at the last moment. And it's out of play. And we've got a score here at quarter time from Twin Ovals. Tassie boys under 18s. 5 goals straight 30, leading quarter cannons 2-1-13. Fast-paced start, says Matthew McGee. and a couple of costly turnovers from Calder gifted Tassie some goals. So
amazing season from the Devils. There's
Yes.
no big names in that team, and they just keep on winning. It is amazing effort.
no one picked for the combine, which was interesting, unfortunately.
No
But,
one likely to get drafted as well.
in it comes to full forward. Griffiths flew too early. Now Archie Devine's got it. He's happy to take on the tackle from Griffiths, and that's a strong tackle. A couple of remonstrations there. So we're going to get a ball up 30 out from North Launceston's goal.
Griffith, he'd be licking his chops here. I think he's missed out first quarter on a few opportunities, so he'd be keen to get on the score sheet.
McGuinness gets another clearance. It's his second for the quarter. Now to Norton on his right foot. Nice kick towards the wing. Over the contest. Meadows. Nice pick up of his bootlaces by the big fella. Comes over the top now to RJ. Watson. He can't quite pick it up. Has some support. Might have been Leaf Hebber, who's another one who's gone to the short sleeves. Out towards the boundary line. And it's a boundary throw-in. So only one goal this quarter to North Launceston. And Groobs, I think we had an 8-point lead there for Richmond, quarter time.
Oh, it was into the second quarter.
Into the second quarter.
Yeah, they were up.
So
Narrowly.
another stoppage there from McGuinness. So TSL today. Blair's just checking some scores, and nothing from Blunston Arena, but just Lauderdale 20, leading Glenorchy 8.
Exactly. I've got to get onto my friends at Clarence Football Club. Get the scores up.
Get them,
Come
update
on.
that app.
Yep.
Here we go now from Avent. Lovely handball to Cox to Sulzberger. Takes a bounce. Has support from Griffiths. A rainbow in the background. Griffiths kicks towards goal. Matthews takes a good grab. Turns around and kicks a goal. And good effort there from Kaylan Matthews, and just great running football again from the wing. And plenty of players involved. Ended up with Kaylan Matthews. And he's kicked the goal for North Launceston.
Well, that clearance was right back in the back pocket, back flank for North Launceston, and then they just went all the way. That's as good as footage you can see. Griffith drew the player towards him, the kick to the goal square to Matthews. Everything was just well-timed and well-weighted. That's a well-drilled team there in action, and that's about as clean as you can get footy at any level, really. So really well done, North Launceston.
Chris on the boundary.
Yes, the runner just went out to the goal kicker. It's been quite a few seconds talking to him, then he kicked a goal.
Oh, there we go. Yep.
There you go. So out we go now. McMurray gets it over towards Simpson. Ducks back inside. Waits the kick beautifully to Stengel. The best on the ground so far.
My word, brought his own footy today, Stengel.
That rainbow's growing in the background. Over Sandy Bay as Griffith slips over this time, but he has some back up here from Ahern, who takes it on the boundary line. Tackled high, perhaps from Walker, but it's out of bounds. So just a little shower drifting over. Nothing serious, I don't think.
No, just passing shower, Dave. No need to worry there.
As the ball's right on the boundary line. There's a bit of a scuffle going on right in front of the boundary umpire as ball comes out. And that was well played for that free kick, holding without possession. And it's Declan Chugg, who's kicked the 3 goals in the first quarter. And this one is fairly straightforward. He's slightly left of centre, 30 out.
He just finds ways to kick goals or have opportunities to kick goals. Does Declan Chugg. He can mark it, he can crumb it, and he can get a free kick.
Started his senior career down back for North Launceston. Reinvented as a forward. And he should kick his 4th here. No, he's just drifted it across. Boundary umpire signalling one behind. So another opportunity there for North Launceston. They're on now to 7-5-47. North Hobart 2-1-13. Short kick out of McGuinness. So one of their best players.
Yeah, no, he is their best player. And then probably their second best player, Fitzpatrick here. Kilpatrick, sorry.
Kilpatrick.
Yep.
Sideways kick finds Gilligan. Right in front of the terracing, in the back pocket. He's going to go back inside. He thinks about it. Now he has to play on and shorts it up here to Devine. So young Devine plays on. Boy from St Virgil's College, is that right?
Yeah, St
Blair?
Virgil's, yes. Year 10 at St Virgil's.
Off hands now to right. Back to Gilligan. Kicks towards half forward. Gee, that's good use of the body there by Bingham. Couldn't complete the mark. Now to Leaf Hebber. Handball close quarters. That'll be high, I reckon, on Bingham. No, the North Hobart crowd getting a little bit vocal there.
Well, you can hear that. That's Craig Martin, the
Craig.
former president there.
Yes.
Now he's off the leash now as just a football-loving member. And very vocal here is at North Hobart, where you'll hear him often and loud.
Right, now tries to get a kick away. Well sharked though by man Shandon. His kick here looking for Tane Thomas, the youngster. I think he takes a good mark under pressure.
Oh, yes.
So Tane plays on straight away to Bales. He has support here from Simpson. Kick inside 50. I think that's a Hearn looking here for Griffiths, who takes the mark. So a good mark from Griffiths. Just going to pick up the player who kicked it into him, as it was a Hearn. So Griffiths now is 20 metres out directly in front. Bailey Walker on the mark. So Bailey Walker being shifted to defence.
Yes, no surprise there, really.
Right in front. Should kick this one. And umpire works, but it's okay. And Harvey Griffiths kicks a goal there for North Launceston. That's his 41st for the year. It's his first this afternoon. And just that margin now just slipping out to dangerous territory for the Demons.
Yeah, Harvey Griffiths, as you said, first goal for the afternoon. But they've always got one extra player in the chain, haven't they, in North Launceston? They're always so clean. They draw the North Hobart opponent forward, and then they overlap, get the ball over the back or front. Actually, forward handball is what they do really, really well. And they're just so clean. And their forward entries, it's so clean, isn't it? We've seen the last two entries. One was one over the back and one was up to a lead up forward there with Griffiths.
Just that high skill level as Simpson now kicks into the forward line. Bouncing ball. Here's a Hearn. Left foot snap for goal. I think he's missed this time. So 8-7-55 to 2-1-30. Might get some stats from Dave Gruber.
Oh, early. Stats here, North Launceston. Clearances 5 to North Hobart 2. Inside 50s 3 to North Hobart, 6 to North Launceston.
Okay, so they're leading those stats once again. Cox Goodger inside 50. Not a great kick. Bailey Walker did well. Feeds the handball over to his teammate there in... That was Jake Dixon, the late inclusion. Out now to the wing to Bingham. Bingham to half forward. Leaf Hebbers there. He can't get to it. And mark taken by Theo Ives. Another youngster from Scotch Oakburn College. Kicks to his former Scotch Oakburn teammate in Harry Bales. Handball's off now towards Summers. Summers gets it towards Jake Nash. Not a great handball. Buttering up though is Simpson. They've always got someone in support.
They have.
Summers back to Jake Nash. Throws on the right boot. Chug from behind. Good spoil in front. Spills to Griffiths. Oh, I thought he was going to snap for goal, but he runs straight into a great tackle from Monks. Don't know what Griffiths was doing there. He had time to throw it on the boot, but he tried to find some space that wasn't there.
He did. He should have just threw it on the boot, snapped the goal. But, I mean, he fancies his chance to break a tackle or two, doesn't he, Griffiths?
He couldn't break the one of Monks there on that occasion. The skipper, Procopiece, short now to Devine. Devine goes to the other back pocket, finds Barrow. Barrow short to Monks. David Monks. Further into the back pocket. So a little bit of possession, tempo footy here from the Demons, Blair.
Yes, they are. Maintaining possession, not making their way too far up the field, though. And it looks like they're going to have to go long now. This will be problems.
Jake Dixon goes long. Bailey Walker is a target, so is Nathan Jones. Off hands, Lee does the roving. To Cox Goodger, to Simpson, who's been really good. Centres it up to Tane Thomas.
So there's the problem, wasn't it? They didn't want to kick it long, but in the end they had to, and then North Launceston just turned it over very, very efficiently and find the target inside 50.
So young Tane Thomas wraps on this young man. Plays an exciting brand of footy.
Could do with a summer in the weights room there, Dave.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Get a little bit of size as well, but it's an exciting prospect.
So he's going to cross the 50. Kicking to the Horry Grange stand end, and that's a poor kick on that occasion. It's out of bounds on the full.
Off the instep.
So just repeating the D-League this morning.
Amazing scoreline.
Yeah, 35-15, 225 North Hobart. North Launceston 139. So a bit of a turnaround, as you predicted, Blair, in this game.
Well, that's the thing about North Hobart. They're almost as even in their twos in the development league as they are in their seniors. They do have a lot of depth.
And they're second on the ladder, I think, in the D-League at the moment. As
Premiers last year.
So Barrow might have got one high. No, umpire says play on, and now we're going to get a stoppage.
Actually, that D-League Premiership last year, the grand final. Got a bit spiteful at the end. And then it was an ugly finish to the game right here at North Hobart, wasn't it?
A couple of the boys out here were involved in that.
Yes.
As out it comes now, Griffiths tries to burst through. Good work, though, done in defence there from Tilbury, who's got the job on Cox Goodger. Avent couldn't quite take the mark. Summers handballs it back to Avent. Tries to spin out. Now he's got it. North Hobart player down, injured. Keep an eye on that as comes inside 50. Manchan nearly slips over. A little bit of slippery turf. And just looking at the player over there, I think it's RJ Watson. He's up now.
He's up and about. Good sign here. Yep.
Just copped a knock of some sort. So ball up. Deep in attack for North Launceston. Out now here towards Clifford. Does well. Confidently takes it. Oh, gee, Tilbury was under pressure. Releases the handball. Here's that turnover. Lee round the corner. Connor Young, front position, takes the mark. Judged it better. Got to the drop zone. And he's got the mark 20 metres out.
Well, that's a sign of a good forward, isn't it? Connor Young, first to react, judged it better. Against Kilpatrick, who's a very experienced player too. So, that's a very good sign here. So, it looks like another goal opportunity here for North Launceston.
Connor Young kicks towards goal. And I think he has got it. He's put his arm in the air. Yep, he snuck it in. So goal there to Connor Young. That's his first for the afternoon. He's had a lot of time out of the senior side with injury, but he's worked his way back in at the right time. That's their 9th goal, North Launceston. Today's broadcast brought to you by Elgas for all your LPG needs statewide. Talk to the locals with knowledge. Phone 13 11 61.
That's another great thing about North Launceston. We've spoken about how wonderful they are, but they've got avenues to goal. They've had 7 goal kickers here, including Chug with 3, but the other players can just pop up at any stage to kick goals.
7 goal kickers already.
Yeah, exactly right. So, sign of a very, very good team. I know we're stating the obvious.
I mean, once again, it was that turnover from North Hobart at full, that half back there. Was just that young Clifford there with a handball, perhaps putting his teammate under pressure. Maybe he should have gone the kick in the end, but...
look at that. Lee to Goodyear.
Cox Goodyear. Long to half foot. Gee, that's almost a good mark to Kerr. He lays the tackle in the aftermath, and we'll get another ball up.
That's what good teams do, don't they? They just punish you for the slightest mistake, and you can play well for periods of time, but you turn it over, and then you get punished on the scoreboard.
You get a free kick coming out of the ruck contest here to Charlie Meadows. Because AFL this afternoon, Richmond and North Melbourne. Richmond 44 leading North Melbourne 39, and then a big game at GMHBA Stadium coming up.
That's a great time slot, that 4:30 time slot. That'll be very, very popular next year in the fixturing.
Gee, nice mark from Ives over in the far side. Centres it now to Bales inside defensive 50. Plays on under pressure. Bingham, good tackle. Now Ives tries to shrug a tackle and does. Don't argue. Thank you very much. Cox Goodger now to Bales. Long handball. Teammate under pressure there was Bailey Mitchell. So a turnover this time to North Hobart. They can't quite keep possession. And Cox Goodger again, he's tackled by Leafheber and James. Takes 2 to stop him. And to be a ball up in front of the George Miller stand. You were at GMHBA Stadium last game?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago. We saw the Dogs there. The stadium's beautiful. The ground conditions were very heavy. And then, of course, they were in Hobart last week against North Melbourne, which is fantastic to see. There's something about 2 big Melbourne clubs playing in Tasmania. There's nothing like it. We've seen that up at in Launceston as well, haven't we?
Manchan now takes it in the centre square to Bales, who's got busy in this game. Now to Young, who kicked the last goal. Centering kick, they're lining up here, and Griffiths will take the mark on his chest. Look, Connor Young just knew where to kick that. He knew where his teammates were going to be. It's almost a blind kick, but I know I've got people there.
Well, he's a big fella too, and sometimes the big fellas just whack it on their boot, get it inside forward. But he had a look, and he just drew Griffiths to that space, actually. So, terrific kick, like you said. And good forward like Griffiths, just knew where to go. And that's a well-connected team. 16
and a half minutes gone. Griffiths is going to fall short. So, maybe there's a bit of a breeze. We've seen a couple of kicks now fade. Norton, good play. Gets it away. Procopiece. It's the handball away. Under pressure. Sulzberger laid the tackle right in front of the umpire. I think that may have been Zach Barrow. I'll have to wait till the player gets up there. Yep. And it was just a great tackle. In fact, it was Kalen Matthews laying the tackle. And he'll line up for his second.
See, North Launceston force you to try and run it out, trying to maintain possession. But so you kick it long, it comes back. You try and run it out, you get tackled. What do you do?
A well-disciplined, well-coached side, the Bombers. Kalen Matthews directly in front. Oh, and he's
There's
missed
something
as well.
wrong up that end there, David.
Absolutely. They're just butchering lots of opportunities. 9-8-62, 2-1-13, 17 scoring shots to 3. Dave
Gruber.
Gruber.
Footscray about this, isn't there, last night?
Absolutely. Dave Gruber inside 50s.
Well, they're up to 13 now, North Launceston to North Hobart's 4. And they've, for the game, they've taken 11 marks inside 50.
Yeah,
That's a lot of marks.
That's a lot of marks, exactly right.
Angus Norton over the top to Bingham. Little handball now to Leaf Hebber. Leaf Hebber kicks towards half forward. Colin Stevenson. Gee, that's a good mark up there against Lockie Mitchell, who's a good defender. Great mark from Colin Stevenson. Now he plays on. He wants to get in that left foot. Centering kick. RJ's there. He has to thump from behind. Now out they come through Stingle. Watch the run here.
Wow.
One bounce. Looks behind him. Kicks. Handballs forward to the ball. Not a great handball. Griffiths makes it work okay. Nicholas just storms through. Mitch Nicholas, he takes a bounce. Thank you very much. Now to Chug. Now to Connor Young. Little kick towards full forward. Kalen Matthews is there. It's thumped away. Back to Young. Snap forward towards goal. And it's going to hit the behind post. That was just electrifying. Talk about electrifying 80s back in the day, but that was just electrifying coming through the middle.
Just running in numbers there and the confidence.
And the risk-taking.
Yeah,
the risk-taking.
Nicholas, there was a player immediately behind him on his hammer, and he just takes a bounce, and just the confidence is extraordinary.
So from the boundary throw in, Matthews and Meadows. Matthews might have won that one, but it goes straight now towards Norton, who wheels and goes towards the wing to James. Ives went early. Leaf Hebber takes possession. Handball backwards. I think that was young Procopiece there, or Devine was it who takes possession. Gets tackled. As the sun's out now, so a little bit of spring weather today here at North Hobart. So just repeating that score earlier from the Devils at quarter time. They lead 5 goals straight, 30 to Calder, 2-1-13. So another final series, hopefully, for our Tasmania Devils.
Unbelievable, isn't it? They're, like we said, there's no absolute superstars in that team. They're very, very even. Well coached Jeremy Weberly, take a bow. I mean, what he's done in the last couple of years for the Devils has been sensational. So, look forward to that final series there for sure.
Leader Sulzberger, kick inside 50, off hands. Headed for the boundary line. Tell you what I like is the two Ling boys, Connor and Liam Ling from Glenorchy Footy Club.
Yeah.
They are really impressive young players.
Yeah, that's right. They are very impressive. Famous name at Glenorchy too, the Ling family. Yes,
played against Danny in the day.
Yeah, Danny, the grandfather. Yes, have to be, wouldn't it? Yes.
Yes.
Yep. And Danny, the cockroach, as he was better known. Yes.
Meadows with the tap, straight to Sulzberger. Oh, Griffith slips over, has to release the handball. So it's just getting a little bit slippery on a foot out there. As he was about to launch towards goal, slipped at the crucial moment. Another
There's
ball
something about Griffiths. You can't take your eyes off him, can
No.
you? There's something about him. He's got that robust, the flowing locks. There's a lot to like about him, isn't there?
Quick kick out of the contest by Norton to the wing. A lot of players fly. Here's James. Handballs over the top to Watson. That's good footy. Here's Bingham. Gets a kick away just in time. It's going to come out here towards Lockie Mitchell. He takes it now. A little underground handball to Bailey Mitchell, who picks it up. He's happy to see it over the boundary line.
I'll tell you what, Bingham's had some sort of game. He kicked the 2 goals in the first quarter, but he's had to move up the ground around half-forward wing to get some more possessions. But he's been really, really good for North Hobart.
They've had the 6 inside 50s this quarter, but they've been fairly shallow ones.
Entries. Well, they haven't hit the scoreboard yet and for the second quarter, have they?
No. As it ball comes over here now towards Devine. Chain of handballs ends up with Kilpatrick. Kilpatrick kicks deep inside 50. Here's opportunity. Good mark back there from Bailey Mitchell. So Bailey Mitchell kicks short. Spots up Sulzberger. A little bit of danger in that kick, but Sulzberger made it good. Took a strong overhead mark. He goes short now to Bales, who got some territory in front of him. He wants to go. Decides not to. Waits. Now he goes with that left foot. Up here, Stingle in the contest. Bouncing ball. Cox Goodger, skillful. Back now to Bailey Mitchell. You can hear the
Craig
FX mic. Yes, there it is again as Jake Nash kicks towards half forward. Taken there by Kilpatrick at half back. He's going to switch play over here. Now, we might be getting 50 here. A Stingle moves off the mark. So Kilpatrick will be marched up the ground. Probably to the front edge of the centre square.
Important inside 50 here. Can he hit the target? He gets some advantage here. Yep.
Yep,
That's
he's got
better.
James,
Well
who
done.
is short, and he signals he's going to have a crack.
Jane says, I've trained enough on this ground. I know how to slot this one. Just turns his back on everyone else and telling his teammates, I've got this under control. Let's see. He's a fair way out, actually, 50 metres out. It'll take his best effort.
3 goals to young Jack Miller for the Devils, and Matthew McGee tells me.
Yeah, Jack Miller, Guildford Young College.
Another one, factory.
Year 11, bottom major.
Oh, gee.
He's very, very excited. He's been injured all year. He is very exciting prospect, Jack Miller.
Nathan James, just outside 50, gets good contact to the goal square. Lee back there is Saul Ruckmandu and just thumps it into the advertising hoardings behind the goal.
I'm not sure about that. He didn't come in full head of steam, did he? And he had to launch it from outside 50, and he just set it up there. Yeah, interesting.
Bales from fullback.
Great kick.
Nice to Summers. Dave Summers, short to Sulzberger.
He's racking them up too, isn't he?
So is this man Stingle, who takes
Yes.
it on defensive 50.
He must be 20 plus possessions
At
already.
least.
At least.
Coxgood's been a little bit quieter this quarter.
Heavy tag.
I'm not sure. He's got young McMurray on him now, so not sure what's happening there. Is,
Great kick to
up
the
now to
middle.
Nicholas. Talk about prime movers. Here's one. He's got support now from Summers. Back to Nicholas, who'll be under a bit of pressure. Now to Coxgoodger. Gets around Norton with these. Kicks from 50. Brad Coxgoodger. Almost a special, but it's, Ahern. He got his hands to that mark. Couldn't quite take it. And in the end, it's going to be a ball up. Long from Coxgoodger. I thought it was going to go through for a moment, but once again, it just dropped short.
Yeah, a little bit of breeze up there at the Horrig Orange stand in.
From the ball in, Norton takes it. I reckon he got one high right in front of the umpire, in front of the old race there.
I think you could do a personal tally on free kicks for Gussie Norton. 4. He's got a little bit of Selwood about him for head-high tackle free kicks.
Now Norton from deep in the back pocket. That's a lovely
Good
mark,
hands.
Nathan James. Been one of their best so far. Now to Clifford. Leans back in a kick. Kicks it to a host of bombers. And one of those is Bailey Mitchell. So Mitchell has some runners. He's right in the centre circle. Twirls the ball in his hands. Now he chips it to the hot spot. Who can fly? Good spoil Walker. Straight the lap of man Shannon. Slightly slips. Now to Tane Thomas, who marks 30 out directly in front. Another opportunity for the youngster.
Well, there's the difference in there. They've got clean ball inside 50. North Hobart had a couple of opportunities. Oh, the siren's gone. This is we need to stay on this line here, but he really should kick this, shouldn't he? About 35 metres out directly in front, although they've had problems of late kicking to that end of the ground here at North Hobart.
And that's what you said again, Blair. Like they try to run it out of fullback. There's a turnover. They try to kick long out of fullback, and it's a turnover as well.
Exactly.
Tane Thomas, right on half time. Umpire barely moves.
Well done. Well
nice
done.
conversion there from the youngster. And that's a goal right on half time. That's their 10th for North Launceston, the first for Tane Thomas. And he becomes the 8th goal kicker for North Launceston to half time. And at half time, our score here is, it's just got off the board. Did you write it down, Groobs? No, you haven't got it down there? Okay, all right. So at half time, here it comes now, 10-8, 68 to 2-2-14. So in that quarter, it was 5 goals, 3, and a couple out of bounds on the full to North Hobart, 1 behind. And so a commanding lead there at half-time of 54 points. We'll just go through the goal kickers before we get some thoughts from you, Blair. Hopefully Darren Matheson will be joining us. I can see him walking up from the place to stand now. So he's going to join us straight after the break. But quickly, the goal kickers, 3 to Declan Chugg, 1 each to Brad Coxgoodger, Connie Young, Jacob Kerr, Jack Ahern, Tane Thomas, Harvey Griffiths and Caelan Matthews. And for North Hobart, 2 goals to Josh Bingham. Your thoughts, Blair?
Well, they're a class act. We're not saying anything that anyone doesn't know, North Launceston, but their ball movement, to watch it live, is very, very impressive. Even on the tight confines here at North Hobart, their ability to chain of handball, forward handball, run through the middle, and then find a target inside 50, a really clean passage of play. Dave will give us the marks inside 50, which is really high number there, because because the delivery forward, and that's the most important kick in any game of football these days, is that last kick inside 50. And we've seen that North Hobart, they've had limited opportunities, but when they've gone inside 50, they haven't had that clean ball, haven't been able to hit a target, whereas North Launceston, very clean inside 50s. Hence, they've got 8 goal kickers and a heap of marks inside 50.
Dave Gruber's stats to half-time.
Okay, hit-outs, North Hobart 15 to North Launceston 25. Clearances, North Hobart 13, North Launceston 24. Inside 50s, 14 for North Hobart, 34 for North Launceston.
34, wow.
Yeah, 20 more inside 50s for North Launceston. Marks inside 50, 11 for North Launceston, just the 2 for North Hobart. And intercept marks, 8 for North Launceston, 4 for North Hobart, and free kicks pretty even, 8 North Hobart, 9 for North Launceston.
So half-time here at North Hobart Oval. It's North Launceston 10-8-68 to North Hobart 2-2-14, a 54-point lead at half-time. And we'll take a short break. When we come back, we hope to be joined by Mr. Darren Matheson, the ex-player of North.
In Australia alone, over 20,000 people live with the life-changing effects of a spinal cord injury. Despite this daunting reality, there is hope on the horizon. Thanks to groundbreaking research and advancements in medical technology, Australian scientists are on the cusp of starting clinical trials into a cure for paralysis. Whether big or small, your donations will take us a step closer to a world where paralysis is no longer a lifelong sentence, but a temporary setback. Together, we can cure paralysis.
Their friendly staff will install your chosen wood heater for you. And if you're just after a clean of your old wood heater, they can even help with that. For all your wood heater needs, contact the friendly team at Clean Sweep on 0409 973 288 or find more details at cleansweeptaz.com.au. A sponsor of City Park Radio.
This is Layla. Organ donation saved Layla's
Ready to go, Chris.
life. Now she can run and jump and play. Register as an organ and tissue donor today at donatelife.gov.au or in 3 taps on your Medicare app. And help more people like Layla get a second chance at life.
Caring for our community, City Park Radio.
You're listening to great TSL action, Tasmanian State League football on City Park Radio.
Welcome back here to North Hobart Oval, and it's North Launceston 10-8-68 leading North Hobart 2-2-14 at half-time. A couple of quick scores to get to. Old Scotch 6-6-42, Leadleydale 1-1-7. That's the top of the table clash in the Division 1 NTFA. So thanks to Robert Eastoe for sending those scores through this afternoon. And last I heard from Matthew McGee at the Tassie Devils game, it was Tassie 5 straight 30, Calder 2-1-13. Jack Miller with 3 goals. Time to introduce our special guest, and because half-time is sort of motoring on a little bit here. And it's, I think, South Launceston player, North Hobart player, Richmond player, St Pat's player back in the day. My old premiership teammate, I didn't tell you that, Blair. 1984 premiership, one of the best days footy I've ever experienced. Mr. Darren Matheson. G'day, Matho.
G'day, Dave. G'day, Blair.
Big build up there.
Oh.
Do you remember that 84 premiership?
Oh, it's a long time ago, but absolutely, it was a hell of a day.
It was the wettest day I've ever experienced.
I think it was 1 point we beat.
1 point St Virgil's.
Beat St Virgil's. 1 point. Yeah.
It was pretty dramatic. And just before we get to your career here, mate, after that you went over to Richmond for a while, didn't you?
I did, yeah. Spent
just
8
pre-draft days?
Pre-draft, yeah. Took me out of school, put me on contract, played a bit of under-19s.
Yeah, so in fact you played in under-19 grand final.
Yeah, I did, my last year of school. I'd fly over on the Friday. I played the last 3 or 4 roster games. Fly over on the Friday night, play footy, back to school on Monday.
How was that experience?
It was a bit surreal when I was that age. I hadn't been out of Tassie much, and all of a sudden I was Yeah, it was pretty funny. It was in the days when they telecast the under-19s.
Yes, I remember that.
On grand final day. And so I played in that, and, we beat the highly fancied North Melbourne. And
Dennis Pagan, was he coaching that?
Yeah, Pagan. And went back to school on Monday, and everyone just took the piss out of me because I made some fatal errors when I did get on the ground.
There you go. There you go. Bridge you back down to earth. Mate, I could talk to you for ages, but we better concentrate on here because this is probably the last game. I won't say last game ever because, we've been around Tassie footy long enough to know things can change again. But
my word.
Last game in the foreseeable future between these two great clubs, North Hobart and North Launceston. And, there were some really big clashes, including the 1991 grand final between these two great traditional clubs. 1991, I think, looking back on that year, it was yourselves, North Launceston and Clarence. They were the three teams that were really way above the others. And, what do you remember about that 91 grand final?
I remember it was one of the tightest games that I've ever played. It was touch and go all game. I think they got out to about 17 points at one stage, but coming into the last quarter, it was tight, and there was just a lot of one-on-one contests all around the ground. There was Spearman versus Yates. There was Darren Addo on trying to keep Craig Hosking quiet. There was just a huge amount of just really big one-on-one contests.
Well, you won by 26 points in the end, so it was quite convincing in the end. But I had a look at it as well, and as you said, so many big players there. Like Mark Yates, I think he played injured. He was banged up and everything. And geez, it was brutal footy. When you watch the replays, every contest is so brutal, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a brutal game, and like the other one-on-one, Mountney went on to Richard Hill from the start of the game, and that went on all day until I think they had a punch on in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, there's a few of those on YouTube. I think you can.
There's a couple of
13,000 people here at North Hobart, wasn't there? Watching.
I think it was 15, wasn't it?
Oh, 13,000.
I don't want to correct you on air, Blair.
Sorry. I'm going by Wikipedia and it says 13,000, but a big crowd. But can I just indulge for a minute? Do you remember how you got to the grand final in the prelim final against Clarence? I'm playing this one day, in the first quarter, going towards the Horry Goring stand, North Hobart off to an absolute fire. They kicked 6 goals in the first quarter. Mark Devine, who could not kick over a jam
kicked a bomb.
He was outside 50. He went the barrel after quarter time and kicked this barrel straight through, and 7-goal first quarter from North Hobart. We were gone. We were beaten right there and then. And you went on and won the flag.
It was, Look, and Mark, I remember Mark Devine's face after he kicked out. He was more surprised than anyone.
I know.
Look, it was considering you guys beat us in the first final.
Yeah, we did.
And then you played North Lonnie. We played Burning Hawks.
Yeah, that's right.
And that was a big turnaround for us. And that first quarter was, we played ourselves into form in that prelim final.
Why was North Hobart your club of choice when you were down south?
My cousin Jimmy Matheson played for North Hobart for years. Played 87 grand final. I think missed out in 89. But I used to go and watch him at York Park when he'd come up and play North Launceston, and I remember those clashes when I was just a youngster going to York Park. Even the days when you collected the cans and got a few cents at the tuck shop. And I was quite. I used to be mesmerised by Jimmy. So it was.
What about Mark Yates? Because in '89 he was in that famous grand final against the Hawks for the Cats and took out Dermy on the first bounce. And 2 years later he's down here coaching North Hobart, and your assistant coach Chris Fagan, unbelievable.
It's quite incredible coaching panel, and that 91 grand final was really interesting because you had Yates on Spearman, and Toddy was really playing Yatesy tight, and Yatesy did what a really selfless act. He just took Spearman out of the contest. He took him out wide, which sort of opened up, because usually Spearman was hard to get through, but he couldn't play that authentic centre-half back, so that was a plus for us.
It was, and then you had the big Byron Howard kicked 100 that year, too. Paul Dack, incidentally, kicked 133 goals for New Norfolk.
Just to widen that out, Blair, I mean, the standard or the TSL in those days, there were ex-AFL players everywhere, great battles, it was televised a lot. It was a really exciting time, wasn't it, to be involved in that statewide league?
Yeah, look, it was. And the crowds, as Blair's pointed out, were big. There was... and It was a different game of footy, though. I've watched a few of the old games. There was much more longer kicking.
Yeah, it was.
You'd kick to space. I'm looking at the North Launceston today. They're slick handball and running in waves and trying to get one up. It's a bit of a different game. I might have struggled with the pace of it, but it was an exciting time. And you've got Yatesy there, but you had some great clashes that day. I think Paul Dodds played on Byron Howard, kept him quiet all day. I think even Doddsy was, and
he's a great full-back, Dodds, wasn't he?
Yeah,
very good.
But there was 4 draftees out of that. There was Kreza, Anthony
Creswell.
Cole, Darren Creswell, Anthony Cole, Dunkley, who sort of marked everything that day. And who am I missing? Who else? Hayden Kilmartin. He played on the wing on Glenn Johnson and did a good job.
Well, the other thing that happened about Mark Yates, he actually brought down a heap of like Geelong fringe players, Craig Hosking, Richard Hill, Johnny Evans, and that's what a few of the other clubs did. And there was tremendous depth coming as well as the big name, Mark Yates.
Yeah. Good characters. Like, he brought people that were not only good players, but they really committed to the club. And, they were good players for 3-4 years. And we also had Andrew Pickering and Peter Nunn. And when you look at the 91 grand final, I thought Peter Nunn was and Johnny Evans early in the game were sort of our best players. Johnny Evans was just a tough centre-half forward that was just contesting everything.
What are your memories of the North Launceston Footy Club growing up? Because you're in my era with Peter Daniel and that golden
Neil
era.
Maynard, Stan Reid.
Yes, all those sort of players. What are your memories of that?
Look, I just had great memories as a kid. We're talking, and particularly North Launceston and Scottsdale clashes for the grand finals, and the grandstands, and I used to, hang around and have great times at York Park, and North Launceston were just legendary in the north of the state.
Now, we're talking about 91, but you went on and won again in 92.
Yeah. Look, really lucky in 92 because we played a second semi against North Launceston up at York Park, and we scraped through by 3 points. But I think 10 minutes to go in the last quarter, we were about 24 points down. And even in time on, we were 2 goals down. And we just got a run on out of the centre. And then Timmy Blandon, who'd been run around all day chasing Tim Aldenoff in North Launceston forward line, I think the coaching staff put him forward, and he just took the mark in the final stages of the game to get us over the line. And yeah, it was a great. I remember that it was a great game to play in, but it was a bit of a heartbreak there for North Launceston, who then had to come up and play Hobart in the mud at North Hobart the next week.
That's right. Yeah, they were unlucky those early 90s, weren't they? North Launceston couldn't quite crack it in 91, 92, 93. Clarence, we beat them. 94. They weren't there, New Norfolk and Clarence, but then 95 they finally got the premiership in 1995.
And it was the famous game here when Stephen Goulding did his knee early in the game against Hobart. That was, the stands that day were just absolutely rocking. That was incredible.
He was an unbelievable player, that Steve Goulding, wasn't he?
He was a huge out front, but even coming into the 91 grand final, they lost the wagon. Griner Wagon couldn't play. Jamie Dennis had the arthroscopy, so by the second quarter, poor old Jamie was on one leg and he battled on. So they had some injury worries coming into the game. But they battled on, and like just respected as a club. They've done very well.
Heading forward 30 years. The Tassie footy landscape and the excitement around AFL and all that sort of thing. How are you reading that, Matho?
Well, look, I think there's enormous excitement about the next step, and it's the obvious step. Community football, I think, is starting to lift around the place. I'm involved in regional footy myself, and people are still turning up in their cars. Dodgers Ferry.
Okay,
And backing up against the fence and watching the footy. But I was having a beer yesterday afternoon down at Salamanca with my old North Hobart mates.
Sports Bar?
The Pavilion Sports Bar was one of the venues, that's right, Blair. And Brendan Gale walked through.
Yes.
And we had a bit of a chat with Brendan, and he's very excited for the future, and I think it reflects everyone's feelings about what's next.
Well, we're very excited to have Brendan Gale on board.
Oh, absolutely.
When that deal got announced, we thought, wow, it's so exciting.
The best CEO in
exactly.
in the AFL.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the Old Boys Network in the AFL, he would be in the AFL himself at the top job.
Doubt.
But it's a great pickup. And proud Tasmanian, this is what we like about guys like Brendan Gale. They're such proud, passionate Tasmanians that want to come back and continue to give it. I think Chris Fagan might find his way back somehow in a director of football role.
Well, that's the first question we asked Brendan. How are we going to get Fags back? Interestingly, Brendan was a Maris boy, and St Pat's used to have huge clashes against Maris.
Remember
Michael Gale was a gun. He used to
he
kill
was
us.
a gun, wasn't he? Yeah, exactly.
Mate, the umpires in North Lonnie are back on the game. So one last question. Looking back, what did footy give you as a person? I mean, you've had a great career since and been involved in a lot of things. What did footy give you going forward as a person, as a young man in life?
Look, it gives you, I suppose, great relationships, and particularly in Tasmania, you just establish a good, strong network. I've got obviously catching up with the blokes over this weekend. 30 years later, and in fact we get together every year now. We went over Geelong. We're over Geelong with all the Geelong boys that joined us in the early 90s. So great mates and good relationships, and and I think one of the things that football does for you is it establishes a level of discipline that can extend then into your working life. And I think that's a good thing.
Well, mate, I know you've behaved yourself a little bit over there so you could do this interview today, so we better let you go and get back there and really enjoy yourself up there with the boys. Up there in the place to stand, is that where you are, up there?
Oh, we're up there, mate. It's pretty tame nowadays.
No, we're in our 50s now. Look, Darren Matheson, thanks for joining us here on City Park Radio. It's been a real pleasure to relive some of those memories.
Great to be here, Dave and Blair.
I'll catch up with you after.
Right.
Darren Matheson there on City Park Radio. We've got Chris Sayer standing down there in the shade, and he's got some messages or some information from the rooms at half time. Chris?
Yes, went into the north dressing room. By the way, the weather's good here now. That rain stopped, sun's out, and we can see Mount Wellington in the distance. So that little drizzle didn't last long. Adrian Smith, interesting, the club are counting inside 30s.
Okay.
They're not counting inside 50s. Obviously, they've trained for it this week too, because he mentioned a lot about training drills Wednesday and Thursday night, about inside 30s and what to do. He criticised them for having concrete feet, meaning they're not moving around enough, they're not opening up space in the ground. I talked a lot about a ruthless mindset, which is interesting when you look at the scoreboard here, and also that he mentioned the last time they played North Hobart, which you mentioned too, Dave, didn't you?
Yes.
And at this ground. So they said that they are looking back to when they played North Hobart before and using that as incentive to play out this game. So,
any injuries, Chris, you've observed from either team?
No injuries that I could see from North Launceston, and just looking over at North Hobart, I can't see any there either. So I think we're pretty good down here.
All clear. Thanks so much for that report, Chris. Okay. Very comprehensive there at halftime. We'll hear from you during the second half.
Will do.
And just some scores around the grounds as players start to take up their position. Thanks to Matthew McGee. Half-time, Tassie 6 straight 36. Good kicking. Quarter 4-7 31. Miller with 3 goals there for the Devils. Thanks to Bo Downham for the score. Lauderdale and Glenorchy. Lauderdale 7-10 52 to Glenorchy 3-3 21. Thor Boscott and Cam Hooker 2 goals apiece. Blair, you got...
the Clarence score now.
It's up now.
Yeah, Clarence 82, Launceston on 22. Yes. So that's a big margin there at Blunston Arena.
Tough end of the year for the Blues. Like they've battled hard all year, and they've really unearthed some good young players, but their depth is a little bit of a worry.
Yeah, it's been exposed, hasn't it? And
Paul Freeman's out today, who's one of their key players. So.
Yeah. It's interesting, like Chris said there about North Launceston, this ruthless mindset. And sometimes you 54 points up at half time, you can get a bit relaxed. And what I think the coach doesn't want to see is them trying to do too much and take the extra bounce or take players on. They want to stick to their structure, and they're obviously very interested in inside 30, so those deeper entries. Yep. And you hear a lot about shallow entries and that just get over the 50 line and then get rebounded out and scored upon. A lot of teams can score from backline turnovers now these days, so I think that's really good coaching, actually. Not sure about concrete feet, though, but the other bits were very, very interesting.
54-point margin. We're back underway here in quarter number 3 here at North Hobart Oval on City Park Radio 103.7 and 96.5. Thanks to our sponsors, Elgas. Today's broadcast brought to you by Elgas for your LPG needs statewide. Talk to the locals in Knowledge. Phone 13 11 61. Thanks also to our sponsor, Brew Coffee Hut, who always at our northern games and do a great job and serve a great cappuccino and hot chocolate. Yes. So thanks to Brew Coffee Hut for your support. Here we go, a Stingle now to Sulzberger. Kicks deep inside 50. Caelan Matthews front position in a wrestle. Gee, that's a good spoil from behind. I think it was Monks, who's been pretty good back there. The big spoil into the place to stand.
Yeah, Monk's very disciplined player. He spent some time at Hobart Football Club, came across to North Hobart. He's a great clubman, a captain today as well. So very good, solid defender.
Great chat with Darren Matheson, Blair.
It was, he's fantastic. Yeah.
We could have talked to him for an hour.
Absolutely, and professionally, he was CEO of the peak body for aged care in the state. Actually, he had a high-powered job too. Fantastic man.
Here we go now, Connie Young, little handball to Blade Sulzberger. Fumble. Chance here through McMurray. Sweeping handball sideways. They might get out of trouble here, the D's. Up the wing. A lot of North Launceston players there. And we've got a holding free kick. It's going to go the way here of Cohen Stevenson. He's been lively, hasn't had a lot of opportunities. Handball sideways now to Jack Wilson. Wilson 45. Kick is a brave one. It almost came off to McMurray. And now he's got a high tackle, so it will come off.
Devine, actually.
Sorry, Devine. Devine kick inside 50, looking for Leaf Hobart. Winning the foot race here is Simpson. Takes it. Handballs now to Bailey Mitchell. His handball's astray, though, and they'll go back inside 50 through RJ Watson. Finds Wright, who can't take the mark. Gee, that was a big opportunity missed there. And now the tackle is laid by Volta. So we've got a ball up inside 50 for North Hobart.
We talked about this at the start of the game. Now, Sam Wright, that's just bread and butter. You've got to mark that, and they've got a rare opportunity. They didn't score in the second quarter, and to hit the scoreboard first would have been important.
Yeah. Spills now to Bales, who just thumps it on the boot, doesn't get full contact, falls short. Griffiths couldn't take the mark, spits out the back there towards Dixon.
Here they come.
Here we go now to Cox Goodyer. Can he get around? He can. Now to Stingle. He's got a lot of territory. Now to Jake Nash. He's 40 out, directly in front. On the run, misses. Gee, they've missed some opportunities, Blair. 10-9.
That passage deserved a goal. It was elite. There, the way they moved the ball through the middle of the ground.
Zach Barrow from fullback.
Not sure where to go, Zach.
Very undecided. Handballs to a teammate who's under all sorts of pressure. There in Procopiece. Kicks outside defensive 50. Might work out okay. Although it's now with Jake Nash. Sideways handball to Griffiths. Round the corner kick. It's going to fade. Out of bounds on the full. So we'll get a chance to reset here, the Demons. Procopiece once again. Grade 11, did you say, Blair?
Yeah, grade 11.
Geez, some young guys on this side. You're right. It's a very young team. The back pocket now to Norton. So the club getting some senior games into these youngsters. Pretty important going forward next year.
It's all about how many, though, isn't it? They've got too many in that young bracket. And,
possibly.
Possibly. But, you know, what else can you do? Yep.
Interesting, Jack McCulloch in the twos today as it's kicked out of defence now. Finds McGuinness. He made a successful return. I mean, he kicked, but it was quite a few out of the 35 that the Demons kicked in the D-League. Nice 45 kick for Norton, finds Walker. He plays on. Kicks towards full forward, to half forward. Leaf Hebber's there. He's got it. Handballs to Stevenson on his right foot. Kicks to the goal square. And a mark is taken by Josh Bingham, who may kick his third. And no, he's thinking about passing off, but here he goes now. Left foot snap. Josh Bingham. He's kicked 3 for North Hobart this afternoon.
Well, in fact, he's kicked all three, hasn't he?
He's kicked all three.
North Hobart. So he's been lively in the second quarter. He couldn't find much of the ball. He had to go upfield to get some touches, and they opened the scoring in the third quarter. Well done, North Hobart. It's a good chain there. Very good, nice chain. Ends up with Bingham, 3 goals for the game. Very
tight at Marvel Stadium midway through the third quarter. Tigers 53, North Melbourne 52. So McKercher has had 23 possessions, 17 kicks, 6 handballs. Very impressive young player groups.
Yeah, very good.
We've watched him over the years at Windsor Park.
Well, it was a shame he wasn't at Blunston Arena last week against the Cats. He was out for that game. We'd have loved to see him in the flesh.
James wins the tap. Cox Goodyer will shark it. Don't argue with Leaf Hebber. Gets out of trouble. Handballs to his old veteran there in Avent. Back to Summers, who tries to get through. Good pressure, North Hobart. Bingham spins, gets clear. Left foot towards full forward. 1-on-1 here. Ives too strong on this occasion. Big thump towards Kilpatrick. Spills to Bales. Now off to Summers, back to Bales. Sideways handball's pretty good. Out here towards Simpson. He's tackled there by Devine. Good tackle by the youngster. And he's helped play up here. Ball was the big call here from the wet area just below us.
Yeah, no, I think fair enough. No prior opportunity there, but they're very creative out of the back line, but good pressure from North Hobart.
Leaf Hebber, kick to Stevenson and Ives again. Bingham there, out the back. And, was he under pressure there? I don't think he was. That's going to be a free kick.
Yes,
it is. And that was young Dave Summers there, who was under no pressure whatsoever.
Give it to
He
Bingham.
thought he was under pressure.
Yeah, give it to Bingham.
I think
He's fourth here.
Is it going to be Josh Bingham? There's a bit of discussion going on.
Sam Wright's going to
Sam Wright from the goal square. This will be 2 in a row for the D's. He kicks it. And
Wow.
the Demons have started this third quarter very impressively. And they've kicked 2 on the trot. 1 goal to Wright. They're 4-2-26. North Launceston 10-9-69.
So what we saw in the first half was North Launceston be able to chain the ball out of their back line and go coast to coast to the forward line. But this time, more pressure from North Hobart forwards created the turnover. And you called it in your call, Dave. The North Launceston defender wasn't under pressure there. Took it across the line, and I thought it was a fair enough call by the umpire.
I forget who was it against. Young Jai Menzies for Essendon.
Yes,
It reminded me of that one.
It was
against the Cats.
Yeah.
He thought he was under pressure, but he wasn't.
That's right. So, yeah, good call. Great start here for the second half from North Hobart.
Here's Stingle now. Probably best on ground in the first half. Takes a bounce. You've got to do 3-2-1 later, Blair, just by the way.
Whoa.
Out now to Avent. 40 out. Jackie Avent for the answering goal. It gets there. Jack Avent gets one from about 45. High fives all round with the North Launceston players. Good clearance there from Stingle. And Avent on the end of it. And that's another goal kicker now for North Launceston.
He do indeed, but Stingle, what an absolute superstar. His composure, he doesn't rush his disposals. He makes great decisions.
He's just got the pace to get out of trouble.
He'd be on 30 possessions here in the afternoon with more than a quarter to play. But that's what good teams do. We get a little bit excited about North Hobart kicking 2. They take it straight out of the middle of North Launceston and bang, kick another goal.
He's got that Judd-like ability to just get himself out of strife.
Yeah, no, I like him. He's got the 3 votes at the moment.
Okay, we don't give too much away, Blair.
I don't want to give too much away, but it's pretty obvious.
Inside 50s, this quarter groups.
North Hobart leading that 4 to North Launceston 3.
Yep.
Okay, and they're going to get another one here as around the corner, Lee Febber, but falls in the lap there of a North Launceston defender in Mitchell. Out now to Bales, who's been really busy.
Yeah, he's at half-back.
Man Shandon now on the wing. His left foot kick, has he judged it okay? He has. Taken by the goal kicker, Avent. 45 kick to Sulzberger. Front of the centre circles. Plays on with a low kick inside 50. Perfectly weighted to the lead of Ahern. Lace out. And he's about 40 out, 45-degree angle. It's that skill level again, isn't it, Blair?
That's right. So they had one lead up forward, and then Ahern created the space for Ahern to come in behind, and terrific connection. The connection from the mids to the forwards, North Launceston, outstanding.
Jack Ahern.
Is this son of Adam?
Yes. Kicks. And he's got it, I think. That's got through body language. The umpire tells me it is a goal from Jack Ahern. 2 goals apiece now in this quarter. And that's 2 now to Jack Ahern in this game. And 11-9 at 75. I think they might have not quite got the goal up there. I think it's 12 goals now.
Yeah, 12.
12-9, 81. Thanks, groups. To 4-2-26.
Well, North Launceston has spoilt the party here. We thought that North Hobart opened up with the 2 goals here in the third quarter, and then North Launceston just gone whack and said we'll take control of this game again, and with some terrific ball movement through there. And Jack Ahern, Adam Ahern, he's a good player.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's dad at North Launceston, Devonport later in his career, I think, or vice versa.
Little handball out there from Meadows to Bingham. Ball ricocheting around there in the centre square. That comes towards Meadows again. Tackle out on Gilligan. Ugly footy at the moment. Sulzberger breaks it open with a little kick to Avent. Has the big ruckman Lee in the centre of the ground. Straight away handball now to Bales. Low left foot. Spearing pass. Ricochets out towards Jacob Kerr. He's tackled. Now Ahern. He's tackled. He breaks it. He's got man Shannon. He can't get the handball towards him. So it's cleared out eventually. Nicely there for North Hobart by Wilson. On the wing, Leaf Heber. Barrow. Nice handball. Finds his teammate there in a Volta inside 50. The kick can't find a target, and Theo Ives gets back and takes the mark.
That's frustrating. You're streaming inside 50 to Volta. You've got to be able to find a target in that instance.
Ives to Bales to Avent to Thomas, all by foot. And then we're now on the wing at the George Miller stand. The patrons over there shielding their eyes from this beautiful sunshine. Using his body okay there is Griffiths, but he can't get a hand to it, and it's out of bounds. Right half forward, North Launceston.
Yeah, if I could sum up the two difference between these two teams, that forward entry kick there from North Hobart misses a target, gets turned over. North Launceston, on the other hand, just go in.
Lead to space, but getting there first is Norton. Handball to Gilligan. Kicks a bit blindly in the centre of the ground. Getting up is Jasper French on debut. Takes the mark. French, the handball wasn't great. Missed the mark there of Bales, who has to do the follow-up tackle. Now we've got a stoppage in the centre of North Hobart Oval.
Angus Norton, he can rack him up too, can't he? Possessions for North Hobart. He continues to work hard.
Meadows with the tap. Norton tries to fashion a kick. Goes in again. Always a battler is Angus Norton. Like his way of playing, gives it 100% every week.
He does, and then you've got the class of his brother, Baxter at Clarence, who's really classy outside player. These two brothers couldn't be further apart the way they play the game.
Played footy with their father, Kim.
Oh, Kim, he played footy, did he?
Yes, played up St Pat's Old Boys.
Detective
yes.
Norton.
Handy player. Oh, great tackle there on Nicholas. Release now to McGuinness. McGuinness to half forward. Lead up, Stevenson. Probably too far out to score. Handball's off. Volta again. Low kick inside 50. Overcooks the contest. Leafhebber's the only chance here for North Hobart. What a goal, Thomas Leafhebber. Out of mid-air, if you don't mind. Right next to the goal square. I thought he was just outnumbered there, but he had the presence of mind not to take possession, and he kicked the goal, did Thomas Leafhebber.
Leaf had a terrific effort, as you said, Dave. A really good presence there to not pick it up. He would have been tackled, brought to the ground, and so that wasn't a bad inside 50 from North Hobart there too. So which is great because North Launceston started to get on top there, so they've answered with another goal. So well done, North Hobart, battling away.
I know, I think I might have said this in commentary with you before, Blair, but I saw the best goal ever from Doc Wilden, Fitzroy.
Yes. Fitzroy, yes.
Yeah, I mentioned that before? Yeah, it's still on YouTube. You just got to watch it.
In that pocket, that's not a deep pocket there. It's
out
quite
of mid-air.
Friendly. Yeah, but out there, he
was a freak.
He was a freak, the Doc.
Kilpatrick.
A little bit loose off the field.
He was, absolutely.
The Doc. Yes.
There's Leafhebber again. Chip kick towards Stevenson, who takes a good mark. That's been a great battle there, Stevenson and Ives.
He presented well, Stevenson, from limited opportunities. He
weight disadvantage.
Yeah.
He used his body beautifully.
Yeah. Ives is a very good player, isn't he? Yeah.
Colin Stevenson, he fancies his chances here.
Too far out, you would think.
Blair's called it.
Yep.
He's kicking over the digits of 50.
Yeah.
As Ives does a little dance on the mark. A little short kick. Leafhebber, Kilpatrick. Now it's Leafhebber for two in a row. Leafhebber to the goal square. Bingham couldn't quite take it. It's met in the contest for the mark, and it spills through for a behind. 5-3-33 North Hobart. North Launceston 12-9-81.
We spoke about North Hobart making the most opportunities. They are doing that. It's been fantastic.
There's been much better fight from them this quarter.
Yeah, 3 goals for the quarter.
Manshandon now.
Great kick.
Lovely kick. Weighted nicely to Sulzberger.
He was a very good player at St Pat's, wasn't he, Mancini?
Absolutely. He's got it again. He receives the handball. He runs on. Kicks to half forward. Can't quite find a target. Clifford there on hands and knees to Chug. Lively early. Now to Griffiths. Launches towards goal. It'll have to fade the other way, and it doesn't. One behind. 12-10-82 to 5-3-33. It's only a game of footy, Blair. I know the scoreboard indicates it's a little bit lopsided, but there's been some great individual highlights.
Well, exactly. And the great thing is North Hobart haven't tried to close it down and just restrict North Launceston from scoring. They're having a crack themselves, which, as you said, makes it very entertaining for us.
The kick out of full-back will be a boundary throw-in.
Yeah, we've really enjoyed it. There's been some good ball movement from coast-to-coast ball movement. It's been fantastic. Yeah.
And you don't often in this ground. Sometimes it can be a little bit dour.
A little bit congested. There's
the state game last year was a little bit like that.
That's right, except for Sam Siggins. He was the game breaker.
There's Lee with the tap now towards Cox Goodger. He's pushed forward in the tackle, and it'll be another stoppage.
Think North Launceston can be proud of their efforts for the state game? Just 9 players.
Yeah, I think 12 in the second one.
12 other team in the second one. That is extraordinary.
I'll get back to that in a minute because it could be a little bit of an issue. As here comes Stingle now.
Again.
Kicks towards half forward. Simpson, that's a good mark. Running with the flight of the ball.
Yep.
Just only from the point of view that the players, I mean, I know they've had some buys, but they've had a full agenda of footy this year. They've played a lot of games, some of these players.
Yeah.
I know Fletcher Bennett's out today with a wrist injury. Now, Nicholas has run onto the ground, and he'll find space here at half forward.
He will.
And no one's gone to him. He's still there. He's still there. Simpson, yeah, he's not going to go there.
He's got the blinkers on. All he can see is the big sticks. He's got to kick this.
Simpson from 45 sets it out. It doesn't quite come back. 12-11-83, the Bombers. The D's 5-3-33.
Well, it could be worse next year, Dave. They're talking about 4 or 5 state games.
I think they'll have to double some up with club footy.
Yeah.
I don't think they can have all those weeks off.
Yeah, that's right. They have to have a spell from club footy for the week and represent the state.
Wilson gets it to right to half forward. Off hands. Good roving there by Volta. Volta takes a bounce, streams in the goal. He should kick it, and he does, Anthony Volta.
Well played.
That was great footy. And the first time today, I think, that North Hobart have really taken it from half back right through to their goals. And they're really giving a good account of themselves, the Demons, in this third quarter.
That's right, and there's nothing more exciting than a young player taking him on. Great front and centre from Volta. Saw the opening there and just really took it. He had some teammates that he could have handballed off. He said, no, I've got this covered. And so the 17-year-old young Anthony Volta kicks a really important goal and really well done. Showed a bit of composure, running through there and scoring that. So well done, North Hobart. They continue to come. It's their 4th goal for the quarter. Of course, they didn't score in the second quarter.
70 minutes gone. Dave Gruber, some stats updates.
Oh, much more even this quarter, yeah. 9 inside 50s to North Hobart, to North Launceston 8.
Wow.
Clearances 5 apiece. Yep.
Hit-outs?
Hit-outs, North Launceston 9 to North Hobart's 5.
Okay, so yeah, good response from the D's. So it's going to be Nathan James up against Lee. Lee wins the tap on this occasion. McMurray on the ball for Demons.
Free kick, yep.
That's held, and the North crowd up and about. It's down below us.
One in particular.
And so good to hear. It's the D's faithful.
It is good.
They're here week after week, and it's
absolutely
not been easy last few seasons. McMurray tries to spot up McGuinness and does so.
Great
nice kick.
They've found some targets here in the last couple of entries.
And inside 50. Gee, that was Sulzberger there getting in the way of Bingham.
Courageous.
Very good not to make contact. Now Bingham again. Little handball sideways to right. Back to McGuinness, who'll be under pressure from Thomas. Has to cough up the handball.
Yeah.
Incorrect disposal, says the umpire. So good work there from young Thomas. Not sure who's going to take the free kick. It looks like it's going to be Summers. Summers. Now he's got a player on the far side, and that looks like Bailey Mitchell. He takes possession. Handball over the top to Manshandon. They get that overlap time after time, Blair.
Yeah, they do. We've seen this
Here it
light.
is.
There it is.
Jasper French will go and spills eventually to Cox Goodger, who's on the wing. Sideways kick to Nicholas. Got territory in front of him. Kick straight away, though. Finds Simpson. 2 kicks out from goal.
He needs to keep it moving here. He does.
Chips it to the goal square. Chugs there. Great spoil there from James. But at the spillage is Manshannon. Gets onto his left foot. Snaps for goal. And misses it near side. 12-12-84 North Launceston. North Hobart 6-3-39. And another score coming through from that Lilydale Old Scotch game at NTCA ground. Gee, Scotch 9-9-63. Lilydale 2-1-13. So a battle there for the top spot.
You happy to call that game?
I reckon, yes. As I said, Thane Baden-Hagen is,
yes.
involved with the Lilydale Footy Club there.
Still playing? Or
yeah,
just
still
coaching?
playing.
Yeah.
Yep. Long kick out from defence there from Norton. And that's a nice mark
He's
again.
Been good, Jane.
Oh, he's been really good. He's one they should hold on to, I think.
Yeah, you have to hold on. The lack of height, as we talked about
He's
all
been good
afternoon.
too, Stevenson. Now handball to right.
Well.
Little kick by Devine. That's smart if it comes off. Player might have been held. Now it's with Norton. Handball sideways. Chance here. Stevenson again. He runs towards the boundary line. Little kick. Avent might have got on the half volley. Not paid the mark. And we'll get a ball up. About 20 out from North Hobart's goal. And so I might just check an AFL score here. And the North Melbourne are now in front. 6 minutes to go in the third quarter by 5 points. Here come North Launceston. Nicholas with a handball to Bales, who'll be under pressure. Gets it away though to Simpson. Now to Nicholas. Can't evade the tackle. He's caught. He's gone. Good tackling North Hobart. And that's Volta again as it Blair?
Yes, it is. He's had a good quarter, hasn't he, Volta? Yep.
Impressed.
Very good quarter.
Good body size, only year 11, you were saying?
Year 11, yep.
So he gets back on the mark. 45 kick.
Great
Gee,
kick.
it's a lovely kick to Norton. Norton
Too far
plays
out for
on.
Norton.
Oh, right. He was waiting for somebody else to come, but that person was Harry Bales from the opposition. He takes it away.
Deserved better.
Now to Griffiths, who's drifted up the ground. Lovely kick to Ahern. They're streaming forward now, North Launceston. He's got handball options, but he's going to go the kick. Gets around now on the left. Kicks from 60 out to the goal square. It might carry the contest. It does. Goal, Jack Ahern from well downtown. And that's a great goal for North Launceston, moving it from that error at half-back. And they get their 13th goal.
Well, that's what happens with good teams. Again, they punish you, but the build-up from North Hobart was sensational with Volta. Beautiful kick inside to Norton. Norton goes short, Sam Wright unsure, turnover, and they just run in waves, don't they, North Launceston? But in that time, it was the actual kicking skills were elite, and then Ahern for his third goal of the afternoon. That must have travelled 60 metres in total.
I think in the back of his mind is if I really get on it, this is going to sail through.
Yeah, he kicked it low and hard.
From the middle, Sulzberger takes it. Can't get free. It's a high tackle there. The crowd saw that, and so did the umpire. Nathan James again. He handballs it back to Kilpatrick. Kicks wide here, looking for Clifford, who takes the mark. Josh Clifford. Pretty crowded, forward 50 ahead.
It is.
He kicks it, looking here for a target in Volta. Cleared him. Jasper French is there. Snap for goal. It's good. And that's the number 56 there in Jack Wilson, who snaps the goal there for North Hobart, the youngster. And kicked another one. That's 5 this quarter for North Hobart. 7-3-45. North Launceston 13-12-90. 5 goals to 3 this quarter.
Yeah, good effort, considering they kicked 0 goals in the second quarter. But just an opportunist goal there from Wilson, wasn't he? Right spots. And we spoke a lot about North Hobart making the most of opportunities. And that's a classic example of that situation. So entertaining quarter with the North Hobart kicking the 5 goals.
Chris, down at ground level there, how are things looking from your point of view?
Yeah, a bit chilly now, getting a bit cold as the sun comes over, the shade comes over the ground. But other than that, nice sunny conditions.
And a bit of body language there from North Hobart?
Yeah, there is a bit, isn't there? I think they're really kicking on this quarter. It'd be interesting to hear what Adrian Smith has to say at 3/4 time.
Well, Adrian Smith won't be happy with that because they're giving away a 50 there. And it's Wilbur McMurray who's going to march to attacking 50. Probably too far out to score. Not sure what to do, so he goes towards the pocket to the lead there of Meadows. Off hands, falls to Jake Nash. Now to Nicholas. Nicholas with the bounce, daring, fumble, in trouble now, but does get it to Simpson, close to the boundary line. Simpson weaves his way through, back to Nicholas, who did some good follow-up. His handball doesn't hit the target. Good work there by Kilpatrick. So North Hobart kicked to half forward, but they was kicking blindly there, and it falls to Bales, who's taken so many marks just like that today. Inside 50s is quarter groups.
14 to North Hobart, 10 to North Launceston.
14 to 10, that's a pretty good disparity there. North Hobart to be happy with.
Where do you think Bales is best spot? Because he's very good at cross half back, but he can go for
that's where he played in the state game as well.
Yeah.
He was superb across the...
He can kick goals as well, though.
Yep.
Like he can swing forward. Yep.
So Calder have hit the front, Matthew McGee tells me, down at Twin Ovals. Kick by Ahern towards the attacking 50. Mark and defence taken by Barrow. Good intercept mark there by the long-sleeved youngster. He's right in the goal square. Looks left, looks right, goes right. The long kick looking here for the youngster in Wilson off his hands. Spills out the back to Leafheber. Gets it to Clifford to right. They're under pressure though. Back to Norton. It's going to have to kick. Does okay, but it falls to Nicholas. Nicholas just sell candy twice. Open the candy shop, Mitch Nicholas. And kicks it to Bales on attacking 50.
A bit of class there, wasn't there, from Nicholas? He's very classy operator.
So Bales, who's drifted forward now, he has got the distance in him, I'd say.
Yeah, we spoke about this just a minute ago, didn't we? His ability to move forward, wheel around on that left foot.
They've had 9 goal kickers already of the Bombers.
I'm backing him in for number 10 here.
Let's see, he's in the shadows. This magnificent afternoon, winter's afternoon here at North Hobart Oval. Kicks long. It's not going to quite make the distance. Holds up, off hands, out of bounds. So boundary throw in. Deep in attack for North Launceston. 26 minutes gone. A few goals kicked this quarter. We might have another 2 or 3 minutes. The 8 goals kicked. Check out other TSL scores at 3/4 time. City Park Radio next week. We're at UTAS Stadium, North Launceston versus Glenorchy. As the Pies make their last visit to UTAS Stadium. Griffiths round the corner. Spoil from behind. Spills to the front of the contest. There's a whistle on play. It's going to come back. I think it's going to go to Devine. No, it's called a throw, is it?
It's called a throw.
Gee, unlucky there. It's going to come to Jake Nash. It's against young Devine.
It was, yeah.
So it's Jake Nash. His brother Bo was a late withdrawal today from the team. Northwest Coaster. He's only about 30 out, 45-degree angle. Kick to the place to stand end. This time he's kicked it for North Launceston as Jake Nash. So they've kicked their 14th goal, and he does become the 10th goal kicker for North Launceston. 14-12, 96 to 7-3-45. And a really good contest in this third quarter, Blair Brownless.
Yeah, just wondering about Bo and Jake Nash. What will their movements be next year in Northwest Coasters? Will they go back to the local competition there, considering the regional structure? Or?
Probably, I think, Blair. Although I mean, some of those Northwest Coast youngsters do university in Northern Tasmania, and that becomes a little bit of a spur to stay in North Tassie. But I'd say with the state league finishing, they probably will go back to the Northwest.
Yeah. Yeah, so North Launceston is interesting, isn't it? Because you lose players. We think that maybe the sample back to the Northwest Coast.
Yeah, I mean, there's that argument. Should we start the VFL next year? Ooh. I mean, that's a question that I've got. Yeah. Anyway, here comes Stingle from the centre, takes possession, kicks to the goal square, and that's a fine mark by Zach Barrow. That's his second intercept mark this quarter. Ooh. Oh, his kick smothered, under pressure, Kilpatrick. Now Young. Tries to get the handball away to Sulzberger. Gee, that was a good little smother there, the North Hobart player that got his hand on that handball, because that was almost a certain goal there for North Launceston.
Yeah, it certainly was. Barrow did the right thing, but that little dinky kick there could have been a turnover and goal, but luckily for North Hobart it wasn't.
Deep in the third quarter. Kick out there by McMurray, who I've been pretty impressed with. He gets a lot of the footy.
Hard-working midfielder.
There's Sulzberger. Handballs are straight to right. And Wright kicks it up the wing here, looking for McGuinness. Big fly from behind there from Bailey Mitchell. Spills to the sweeper there, Bales. Short kick to Avent. Back to Bales.
Bales might be pushing for best on ground as well. He's racking them up, isn't he?
45 kick to Sulzberger. There's another one who's had a lot of it.
He's racked them up too.
He kicks inside 50. Oh, good work there for Norton.
Courageous.
With the one hand up. They escape from defence now through Wright. Back to McMurray. His kick's high, close to the boundary line. Under it is Clifford. Bales again. Off hands. Clifford's got it. Didn't know where the ball was, but his handball is okay in the end. Gets some territory. Summers keeps it in. Leaf Hebber goes straight into his back. That's the most blatant push in the back you've ever seen. So it'll be free kick there. Dave Summers. Back to, that's Lockie Mitchell over there. Who's got the mark. Nice kick to Bales again. Gee, how many times are we calling him, Blair? It's just unbelievable.
Unbelievable this quarter and all game. Yep.
His kick to the wing. Player running onto it is Simpson as the siren sounds. Good quarter of footy, very even. And at 3/4 time, it's North Launceston 14-12, 96.
Yep.
So in that quarter, they kicked 4 goals, 4, and North Hobart 7-3-45. They kicked 5 goals, 1 in that quarter. So they won the quarter, and I'm sure Adam Bester will be very happy with that. He made some comments at half-time there to just get them to lift their intensity a little bit, and they certainly did that. Goal kickers to 3/4 time for North Launceston. 3 to Ahern, 3 to Chug early in the game. 1 each to Brad Cox-Goodger, Connie Young, Jacob Kerr, Jack Avent, Jake Nash, Tane Thomas, Harvey Griffiths and Caelan Matthews. And for North Hobart, 3 to Josh Bingham, 1 each to Tom Leafheber, Sam Wright, Anthony Volter and Jack Wilson. Your thoughts, Blair Brownless?
Yeah, entertaining quarter, 9 goals for the quarter, and really commend North Hobart for the way they attacked there and didn't shut up shop, didn't try and close North Launceston down, who were 54 points up at half time. But, in fairness to North Launceston, sometimes when you've got 54 points up at half time, you do take your foot off the throttle and go through the motions a little bit. But North Hobart made the most of the opportunities. 5 goals won. We talked about how important that was. So terrific, entertaining quarter. Actually, really enjoyed it. Good conditions. But, the skill level on both sides in that quarter was very impressive. It's been a delight to watch, actually.
Dave Gruber, stats to three-quarter time.
The three-quarter time hitouts, North Launceston 39 to North Hobart 22. Clearances, North Launceston on top there, 33 to North Hobart's 19. Inside 50, so it was even that quarter with 14 apiece.
Wow.
But to three-quarter time, North Launceston have 48 and North Hobart 28. Marks inside 50, 13 for North Launceston, 5 for North Hobart. Intercept marks, 12 for North Launceston, 6 for North Hobart, and free kicks, North Hobart 17, North Launceston 13.
Interesting, Blair, that North Launceston just had the 2 marks inside 50 in that quarter, and they had 11 in the first half. So the defence has really tightened up there.
That's right. And I think more pressure from the North Hobart midfielders. It wasn't as clean ball as we saw in the first half for North Launceston. But the big one there was from David, 14 inside 50s each. And so that was fantastic from North Hobart's effort.
Three-quarter time here at North Hobart Oval. It's North Launceston 14-12-96, North Hobart 7-3-45. Back in just a moment here on City Park Radio.
Play your cards right with new LPG deals from Elgas. Whether you're moving in or you're settled in, make the switch online today. From LPG account credits, fixed pricing and carbon offset options, Elgas has got you covered. Don't lose out. Visit the website, choose your new deal and sign up today. Go online, www.elgas.com.au. Elgas, local, safe and reliable.
A sponsor of City Park Radio.
As a proud sponsor of City Park Radio, Tamar Dental Lounge, just up from City Park, are delighted to offer all listeners of our community radio station a 10% discount on all denture treatments and a free consultation for all new families who visit our practice. We are a community-focused practice with a wide range of dental solutions that are tailored for your specific needs. Ask us today about our snoring and sleep-related dentistry. Yes, we have a solution for snoring. The thought of a peaceful sleep again. So call in and see us or visit our website at tamardentallounge.com.au. Tamar Dental Lounge, a proud sponsor of City Park Radio.
It's a very simple idea. The annual can drive organised by Zest and the Launceston Benevolent Society. During the next few days, when you go shopping, purchase a few more cans.
In Australia alone, over 20,000 people live with the life-changing effects of a spinal cord injury. Despite this daunting reality, there is hope on the horizon. Thanks to groundbreaking research and advancements in medical technology, Australian scientists are on the cusp of starting clinical trials into a cure for paralysis. Whether big or small, your donations will take us a step closer to a world where paralysis is no longer a lifelong sentence, but a temporary setback. Together, we can cure paralysis.
You just saw the score there in the AFL. I think it was an 18-point lead to the Kangaroos.
Yeah, with only about a minute to go. So
okay. Another win for the Kangaroos.
Yeah, good to see. Good to see. They had some really good patches against Geelong, actually, at Blunston Arena. They're quite exciting. And McKirch is back and straight back into it. That's amazing, isn't it? First-year player comes back in. He's on 24 possessions.
Chris Say, you're down on the boundary. What's going on down there?
No doubt about Adrian Smith. He's cool, calm and collected, although I won't repeat some of the language because we might lose our broadcast licence. So, very much analysing that quarter, what went wrong, what they can do this quarter. But, very, very cool and calm. So, interesting that during that three-quarter break, the women were out training. So, good to see the men being the support act, support game for the women.
Yes, that's right. So Clarence and North Hobart.
Kicking the dew off here, the men for the women later on.
Now, Chris, you got the coat on there. It's dropped a few degrees.
It is quite cold, yes.
Thank you, Chris Sayer. Notice Mark Beck there, Guildford young coach.
Yeah.
He's
Guildford
part of the North Hobart team.
Yeah, assistant coach there. So they've got Adam Bester, the school teacher coach, and the Mark Beck, the school teacher assistant coach. So they're in good hands, the young North Hobart team.
School teachers make good coaches, don't
they? They do. They're very good. Very good. They make good everything.
That's right. That's right. The three of us up here in the box.
Three of us in the box, yeah. Exactly.
Last quarter action here. Thanks to our sponsors, Elgas, for your LPG needs statewide. Talk to the locals with knowledge. Phone 13 11 61. And thank you to Brew Coffee Hut, brewing the best coffee in the business at local venues around northern Tasmania. Underway, and here's Stingle, another clearance. Kicks inside 50, up here towards Connor Young. Got outstretched hands to it, couldn't take it. Zach Barrow's moved down to defence, been pretty good.
Yep.
Gets the handball away, gets it back again, and cause a stoppage here. About 45 out from North Launceston's goal. So pleasure to be at this great old ground again. Done a few broadcasts here in the last few years. Just such a great place to watch footy. Yeah, in suburban North Hobart.
Certainly is. It is tight confines here, but with this new media box here, it is sensational. And I know all players love playing here, right from my time in the early 90s right through to now. Everyone loves playing on this ground. A lot of history.
A bit of climate change here, isn't it? Because by August in the old days, that centre of the ground would be a little muddy.
Yeah. That 8 or 9 years ago, it was dug up, resurfaced, and it's held on well. But you can see sometimes the oval on this side doesn't get a lot of sun, so they've had a few problems, but they've managed it well.
Kerr now for North Launceston. Inside 50 finds Griffiths. He found a bit of space, 30 out. 45-degree angle. Lovely kick again there from Jacob Kerr. And Griffiths with the mark. Leading goal kicker in the TSL. At 41. Just the one today. And he should have no problems with this one. Approaches the man on the mark. Harvey Griffiths. He does have problems with it. He kicks it near side. 13-97 to 7-3-45.
He might be fatiguing a little bit in this season. He played both state games, Dave, wasn't it?
Correct.
Yeah. And all season. Yeah, it's a long year, isn't it?
They've had a pretty good run with injury in North Launceston. And of course, no Leary or Bennett today. Bennett with a wrist injury sustained last week. Oh, the short kick comes out to Barrow. And he gets cannon into there by Griffiths.
Yeah. Do you think they might rest some players going into the finals? A bit
Possibly.
AFL style and just freshen a few up, considering their position on the ladder?
Well, funny you should say that, Blair, because I've looked at the fixture and they have a bye last round.
Oh, right.
So they may not have to do that. Wilson kicked a nice goal in the previous quarter. Up here towards Gilligan. Another youngster takes the mark. Gets it back now to Wilson. Wilson measures a kick it towards Meadows, front position. Big fist over the back, Bailey Mitchell. Sees it out of play. But Cox Goodyer, who's had a few injury concerns previous seasons, but this year has looked fit.
He has powerful, fit.
Had a guest appearance with Rachel Lee at one stage and kicked 4 goals.
Playing for the state, playing for Rachel Lee.
Yes.
North Launceston. He can do it all.
His brothers play there.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
The hit out, Sulzberger tracks it. Gets laid into by Norton.
Are they in Div 1 next year, Rachel?
No. So Div 1, North Launceston, South Launceston, Longford, Scottsdale and Deloraine.
Deloraine, that's right.
So it's almost back to where it was there in the mid-80s. McMurray now over the top.
Oh, trouble.
Little fumble there from Procopiece. Who's held on to.
He got lucky.
So young Procker piece. Number 39 takes the free kick. Gets it back to Kilpatrick, who's been busy. Goes back in defence. Finds Dixon. That's Jake Dixon. Goes wider. Mark taken over there by Monks. That backline really tightened up there in that third quarter, though. Monks, they might have turned it over here. It's coming back. Getting free is Simpson. Dinky little kick, looking for Chug, front position. Strong mark, is it? Yes, it's paid.
It is, yeah.
All the free kick. Monks there, playing from behind. And Declan Chug gets up gingerly. And have an attempt here at his fourth goal. He's a fair way out. Right in front of the Kazali stand.
Poor old Chuggy. We thought he was in for a bag today. We thought we had him
you
down
said he was
for
going to kick 10.
I thought I had him down for 10. He kicked 3 in the first 15 minutes of the game. And now North Launceston just shared the goals around, haven't they, with everyone else coming to the party. So
Declan Chug. As the lights come on here at North Hobart Oval. It's not a great kick. It's going to fall well short. Flyers wanted. Oh, gee, Griffiths got his hands to it. Couldn't take it. Still a contested footy in the pocket. Umpire says ball it up. Umpires Ben Bannister, Ben Strong and Nick Merritt-Smith. Ben Bannister's been around a while.
He has.
Where?
Good umpire, yes. He has been around for a long, long time.
Very good umpire, as
Yep.
you said. I think he's well into his 40s now.
Yeah, he must be, yeah. Yep.
So boundary throw in. 10 metres around from the left behind post. Nice to hear that conversation down in the wet area. Keep the language good, boys. And, of course, we had Darren Matheson at half-time.
Yeah.
So we might get a recording of that interview and see if we can put it up for those who'd like to hear it again. As Jane's now front position. Left-handed hit out. Sulzberger overruns it. Griffiths back to Sulzberger on the boundary line.
Great kick.
It's out of bounds.
Yeah.
So good boundary umpires there. And the boundary umpires today, Tom Groom, Noah Jackson and Curtis Reed. Tom Groom. Hutchins boy?
I would most certainly be, yes. The Groom brothers all there and their father, Ray Groom, of course, the former Premier of Tasmania.
Boundary throw in, front position James. Gets the tap. Chance to clear it here. Good smother by Lee on the kick. So, been a little bit of ugly footy here. And it's a little bit of ugly melee breaking out as well. Players being dragged out of the contest. Not sure who's underneath that, but they're quite angry, whoever it is. It's a Hearn. Out and out of Sulzberger. Tries to get a free kick for a high tackle and does. Blade Sulzberger 10 metres out, directly in front. And chance for a goal, and he will become the 11th goal kicker if he kicks it for North Launceston. Blair's adding them up.
Correct weight.
Correct weight. Blade Sulzberger.
Been good today. Plays well every week, in fact, doesn't he?
Absolutely. His father is a bit of a legend at Lilydale Footy Club.
Oh, yes.
Blade Sulzberger kicks the goal. And the first goal of the last quarter comes after 7 minutes of play. And it's 15-13-103, North Launceston to 7-3-45, North Hobart.
Yeah, it was a lacklustre sort of first 6 minutes of the game. Free kick there, North Launceston goal. So let's hope that both teams keep the intensity up because we've been thoroughly entertained this afternoon. But sometimes when the margin's beyond 50 points as it is now, these games can fizzle out a little bit. But let's hope that they both teams continue to attack and play some good, clean footy.
North Hobart a bye next week in the TSL. North Launceston at home to Glenorchy, and we'll be there for City Park Radio Sport as Lee kicks it forward. Falls here towards Tane Thomas. He overruns it. Picked up by Norton. Back to Kilpatrick. Been pretty good those two today. Bailey Walker in the contest. Nice ball from behind by Summers. Falls to man Shannon close to the boundary line. Kicks inside 50. Griffiths in a contest. And it's out of bounds. Just goes 100%, doesn't he, Harvey Griffiths?
There's a lot to like about him. He's the guy that attracts your eye all the time. You just sort of know where he is when the ball's around him. You just look for that powerful movements.
The long, blonde, flowing locks.
Yes, that helps as well.
So boundary throw in. Matthews with the hit out. To a bit of space there towards Kerr. Just looking in the forward pocket there, the old players' race there, Blair. It's obviously not used anymore. Blocked off.
That's right. Yeah, you can open.
Did you run out of that back in the day? Was that
always? Always there. Ran out of that one. Yep. Yeah.
There's Norton now with the handball over the top to Gilligan. Smart handball to a teammate. Can't get it back again though. Kerr tackled. Umpire blows the whistle early. Ball up. Was one of your favourite grounds to play in, Blair?
Yeah, absolutely, because every final series was here at North Hobart. Mind you, Bellerive Oval was very, very nice, more open, but always in beautiful condition.
Griffiths, little handball, gets it to Chug, weaves out of trouble. Cox Goodger, can he get space on that left foot? He sure can to the goal square. Matthews there, but good effort in the end there from Tom Procopiece. Sees the ball through for a behind.
Yeah, good contest there by the North Hobart defender. Procopiece gets it back.
Just having trouble clearing that defensive 50 at the moment. His kick looking there for Gilligan, who takes a good mark overhead. Future of the club here, the likes of Procopiece and Gilligan.
Yes, my word. Guildford Young College students.
From the contest, Lee thumps it, only as far as Norton, who's in trouble. Gets rid of it just in time. Tilbury's there, and it's nearly out of bounds. Norton's got it, gets it to Leafheber. Kicks further up the wing, bouncing footy. Oh, it's bounced through legs there, left, right and centre. Taken in the end, though, by Lockie Mitchell. Now to Simpson. Simpson takes a bounce or two and kicks it forward to the contest to Kerr. Got pressure from behind. Nicely done there from Dixon. And Bailey Walker takes a mark. He plays. Oh, he's gone. Holding the ball. Just didn't have the presence there, Blair.
Yeah.
Sam Simpson laid the tackle.
Exactly right. Just got to know your limitations sometimes, Bailey Walker. Just good, strong mark. Go back. He's on the charge again, North Launceston.
Cox Goodger, bread and butter, 40 out. Put down your glasses. No.
Unbelievable.
One behind. Gee, even
I had my glasses down too on that one. And amazingly, when you see him stroll through 50, you automatically think it's going to be a goal, but not in this instance.
Some sort of force field at that end for North Launceston. Missed a lot of goals down there today.
Actually.
Now Lee slaps it on the boot. Which way will this bounce? Not well for the defender there in Monks. Ends up with a Hearn. He snaps and he also misses.
There you go.
Final score at the NTCA ground. Old Scotch 10-9-69. Leedale 3-6-24. So a big win there for Scotch, who become premiership favourites as the North Hobart player down. So keep an eye on that one. Chris Sayer on the boundary. As a Hearn tries to wrestle the ball free. Looks like it's young Clifford. He's got to his haunches, which is a good sign.
I just saw that incident. Big Alex Lee, the big ruckman, clumsily falls into his back there in the contest, and that's the price you pay when a 6'5" big man runs into your back.
He might have been winded, although he's limping, so some sort of leg issue there.
No.
He's getting assisted off by a couple of trainers. So Chris will give us a report on that one in a moment, as he now starts to hobble to the boundary line. Boundary throw in. Been playing 11, nearly 12 minutes of this last quarter. City Park Radio, 103.7, 96.5. As the handball comes over to Cox Goodger, he's on his right side, so he doubles back on his left. Kicks it to the boundary line of Sulzberger. The handball out of bounds.
Yeah, playing 12 minutes, just the one goal for the quarter. It's certainly quieting down this game, and North Hobart haven't scored this quarter, so...
just the one inside 50.
One inside 50, thanks, Groups.
Just the one inside 50, there you go. Tough to score with one inside 50. Yeah.
Now Avent with the snap. Griffiths on the boundary line. Oh, my goodness! Oh, the right foot inside out, check side from the boundary line. And it hit the post.
You think about your thought process. You go, I'll kick it right foot, check side like that. That's a strange decision, but nearly came off.
He kicked a couple of beauties at Utah Stadium a few weeks ago.
That's why we like freaky players. They just do stuff like that. You go, wow, that's unexpected.
Bailey Mitchell, chest market half back. Summers back to Bailey Mitchell, back to Summers. Ives, he's streaming through the middle. Kicks long to full forward. Matthews!
Oh, big boy.
Nearly took it, the big fella. Now he snaps for goal and kicks it. Kalen Matthews. Well, he nearly took mark of the day, but just had the athleticism and presence, hit the ground, and he snapped it for his second.
Yeah, good effort there, wasn't it, from Matthews? Like you said, he was the tall player to contest the mark, first to recover, snap. So they deserved another goal there. North Launceston have been attacking relentlessly.
And another goal here for North Launceston. That's their second for the quarter. Now down to Chris Sayer for that report on Josh Clifford.
Yeah, Josh Clifford's got a knock to his right hip, just above his buttock there. So he's a bit in pain. I don't know if they'll risk him coming back on.
Okay, so the youngster there. There's a little bit of strife. It's Richard Bennett, former Tasmanian opening batsman.
Oh, yes.
The runner there for North Launceston comes off the ground. Father of Fletcher.
Yes, Silver Fox, yes.
Yes, indeed. Had some injury concerns this year, but he's a warrior is Richard Bennett.
The runner has had injury.
He has. There's kick inside 50 from Tilbury. And Ives will come out and take a strong mark. He's off to the races straight away. Support by hand from Shannon over the top. Cox Goodger under pressure. Gets the handball away. Now Bingham, though, with the turnover. Little dinky kick finds Leafheber. Also caught one high there in the contest. Takes the mark. So Dave Gribber's still got the one inside 50 for North Hobart. Two now. Make that three. It's knocked out of play, though, there by Bailey Mitchell.
That's that shallow entry we talked about there, just crossing the 50 line and just smashed out of the park there. But let's try and see something from North Hobart. They, as we know, they got on a roll, 5 goals in the third quarter. But I think they've lost momentum here, definitely in the final quarter.
That AFL game's still going, by the way, Gribbs. I think you might have caught it early there. But it's North Melbourne by 16 points still.
Yep.
And 10 minutes left in the last quarter as Cox Goodger gets the handball away. Kick towards Stingle now. He goes off straight away. Sulzberger to Nash. Now to Stingle again. Involved a few times there. To Shannon by hand. It might still come off here. Ahern over the top. Chug with the snap. He tries once. He tries a second time. Good defence there from North Hobart. Just put him off his kick. One behind.
Well, we've seen that all afternoon, that forward handball play through the middle. North Launceston, the master of that. Turnover here already. From the kick in, and Jack Avent, better known as a backman.
Yep, he started as a backman in his career. He's moved into the midfield. A very versatile player.
He's been a great player.
2 goals, 6 this quarter for North Launceston, Blair. As the sideways kick goes to Bales, who's 60 out.
On here.
Now he's going to a long option. Shannon, he's got so much real estate all by himself. 30 out, slight angle. He was standing there for quite a while, was young Shannon.
He's taken a while to establish his spot in the
Had some
team.
injury concerns this year, Blair.
Yeah.
I think he got a nose injury pre-season, which set him back a fair bit. So sort of came into the side mid-season.
He can rack him up, can't he?
Yeah, he's got better every week.
Yeah.
So he emerges from the sunshine into the shadows. Kick into the Horry Gorringe stand end of North Hobart Oval. Leans back. Offline. Oh, it's still in play, and Matthews takes a fine mark. I think the North Hobart defenders thought that was just going to go through. And from nowhere, Caelan Matthews has come in. He's not going to waste any time. He's going to snap. Here's third goal.
Well done.
Impressive from the youngster, Caelan Matthews. He kicked 5 on debut, and he's now kicked 3 here today, 2 in the last quarter. And they're out now to 17-18. North Launceston, 115.
As you said, yeah, lots to like about Matthews, isn't he? Tall, 6'5", possibly pushing 200 centimetres, and we saw his skills on the ground, the previous goal, and he marking above head, snapping around on the left foot. They're good attributes.
And it's come to footy a little bit late from soccer, so as we know, those players just get better and better as they get more experience.
Absolutely,
get that more game sense.
You can see him as an overage Devils player. We already mentioned that.
Yep.
Surely next year he gets a run with the Devils.
Cox Goodger there with McMurray. Tackle late on Tilbury. And he's ping-folding the ball. That's one we see now.
That new decision, isn't it?
Yeah, that one-handed, one-hand free situation. Chicken wing, that's what I'm looking for.
Wing.
Stingle, inside 50. Griffiths rises high and takes a strong mark. He's been getting his hands to them all day, Blair, and just not quite holding on. But that time, he got himself a little ride, and he's taken a big mark.
He's the sort of player who thinks, well, we're 50 points up. I'll do a little bit of magic here and there. But when it's tight and tough and they need him and it's tight, he's the go-to man,
Absolutely.
Isn't he? Yeah.
Cox Goodger striding off for a spell.
This will fall short on the goal line. What we've seen all game is it just drops on the goal line.
As Griffiths long for goal, and it makes the distance, and it's another one for North Launceston. They're 18th. And they're starting to get a little bit of a break here in this last quarter.
Yeah, good kick, because that was right on 50 there, and to clear the goal line, a really good effort.
His second
prospect. Yep, 2 goals for the afternoon.
Good little moment there. Coxgoodger ran off. Just had a little word with his arm around Archie Devine. Obviously involved in the junior footy.
Yes.
Both of them. So that was just just a good little moment there.
No, it's good. That's good.
90 minutes gone. 18, 126. A game high margin now of 81 points all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's blown out now, hasn't it?
Might blow a bit further because we know that North Launceston are a very fit team. Here they go. Stingle. He's got Sulzberger.
He's unbelievable.
As Sulzberger can't quite rein that one in. And Kilpatrick does a great job. He breaks a couple of tackles. Sulzberger gets a bit sore from that contest. Taken in now by Wright. Slams it on the boot. Looks for a target inside 50. Good swirl from behind there from, that was Bailey Mitchell. Ives now on his wrong side. Handballs out of bounds. Do you find, Blair, you got a bit to do with younger footy, that players aren't quite as good on their wrong side anymore?
Yeah,
they've practiced the inside-out kick and ways of getting around it, but quite as assured.
No, that's right. They're very one-sided, dominant, especially the left-footers these days. They're very much left-sided, dominant. And, it's a good pickup, actually. They really hone their skills on their preferred side and, don't do a heck of a lot of work on their non-preferred.
So, Shandon beautifully weighted past to Bales. That was a dangerous kick, but he did it perfectly. Now to Sulzberger. Nice sweeping handball to Summers. Takes a bounce, fumbles, looks around for an option. Just gets out of trouble, easy as you like. Then slams it on the boot blindly inside 50. Kerr! He presents up and he takes a mark. 30 out directly in front, Jacob Kerr. It's kick one today. As the shadows lengthening here at North Hobart Oval. The lights are on, ready for the women's game coming up next. So Jacob Kerr kicks to the Horry Gorringe stand end, and it fades away for a behind. 18-19, 127. So in the last quarter, let me see, that's 4 goals, 7.
Yes.
They could have really punished North Hobart. They grew to some stats.
Yeah, inside 50 count. What are they up to? Yeah.
Okay, not so even this quarter. It's 11 to North Launceston, 4 to North Hobart. Clearances, North Launceston well on top.
Yeah.
12 to 3.
12 to 3, yeah.
Wow. Yep.
So over the game, I think that's now 45 to 27. Yeah. So leading that stat pretty clearly.
Yeah. We knew this was going to be a problem for North Hobart. And when you got big Alex Lee in the ruck in the final quarter, North Hobart Tors getting tied, it was always going to happen, to be honest.
Great spin out by Stingle. Centering kick. Matthews nearly again. Griffiths off the ground. Can't quite get there. Matthews tries to break a tackle. Gets the handball away. And Griffiths again. But I think it might have gone out of bounds. Or was it a free kick against Matthews? It might be, I think, for holding the ball. Caelan Matthews,
there's lots to like.
Don't think we'll see him out of the senior side again this season.
No,
I think he's
surely not.
They've lacked a tall forward target.
Yeah.
Younger Gannis, who got an injury, broken ankle.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be worth keeping up there. He's just relieved because at the moment Griffiths, Chug, etc. are the key forwards.
Yeah.
Ahern. And if you've got him up there...
Yeah, as a super tall. Because the others, that 6'1", 6'2" sort of height. To have that really tall forward, very important. Yep.
Bales, backwards now to Bailey Mitchell. Kick is over the head there of his teammate there in French, but it's going to come back to Bales. They're still running North Launceston. It's 20 minutes in the last quarter, and they're still running through the centre of the ground. Bales gets it to Coxgoodger. Back to Bales again. He's not going to kick a goal as he's caught eventually. Out and out of Lee. Jackie Avin on the boundary. Kicks it back to the hot spot. James is there. Does pretty well. Norton's got it. Runs into trouble. Trying to break through his man Shandon. So it'll be a ball up. Gee, I reckon Bales has run 150 metres there.
Yeah.
He's got the hands on the hips.
No
rightly
doubt. So.
Yeah,
no opponent though either. He's just had a field day at half-back, hasn't he? It's been Tommy Stewart-like.
Yes. Tommy Stewart. He's come back this season, hasn't he? Trouble early on, Blair, but he's got himself back in form.
Tough to get in tag from half-back, isn't it?
That's it. And speaking of half-back, that's where North Hobart are, and they're doing okay, trying to work it free. Avent Taken though by Walker. They're under pressure every time they get the ball, North Hobart. Okay from Devine there with the handball. Matthews just drifted up the ground, gets involved. Comes back. Here's Stingle again, that little weaving run of his.
Yeah, exactly. Judd-like, as you said.
Absolutely. Jake Nash on the boundary. Pushed as he kicked to the square. Looks like Matthews might be doing a bit of rucking at the moment because Lee is down deep forward. It's out of bounds.
Well, that's the other thing about Matthews, isn't he?
Yeah.
A forward ruck.
Even if it's just for 5 minutes a quarter.
Yeah, invaluable. Because Lee can ruck most of the game, as we know. We've seen that season.
He rarely comes off the ground.
Season after season. So for a chop out in the ruck and to kick goals and to ruck, you can't buy those players.
Barrow, long kick out of defence over the George Miller stand side of the ground. Taking it is Lee Febber. Gee, it nearly got through to Stevenson, but could work there once again from Bailey Mitchell. He's been pretty good down back. Nicholas over to Bales. He's got a million kicks. Sideways kick now towards Simpson.
He's going to get it back here.
He is going to get it back again. Possession number 40, I'm guessing. But it wouldn't be far away.
Yep. You get another one here.
He gets it back again. He gets 3 in about 10 seconds. This way, that away. Sideways kick here. Spots up Nicholas. Nicholas, 45 kick to Stingle.
Yeah, so I was just going to guess who was going to get it next, and it'll be Stingle.
Michael Stingle plays on. Spearing pass. Can it find a target in the Griffiths direction? Can't take it. Chugs there. Player thrown out of the contest was Barrow.
He's done okay in the back line under
been
siege,
good.
the second half.
25 minutes gone. Sideways kick to Dixon, deep in defence. Dixon, overcooks the kick. Griffiths snaps and misses. Pregnant pause there as we just waited for that ball to go either side of the post, and it's behind there to Griffiths. 18-20, 128. So 38 scoring shots to 10 tells the story.
Yeah, exactly.
Good third quarter from North Hobart, the 5 goals, but other than that, it's been one-way traffic. Marking on the boundary line is Procopiece in the left back pocket. Takes his time. Has to play on. Kicks high. James is there. Matthews is there with a big thump. Finds Kerr. Kerr, 48 out. Kicks towards goal. No one back there except North Hobart defenders who make a little bit of a meal of it, and it goes through for a behind. 18-21, 129. 7-3-45. In the dying moments of this game. 26 gone. Last quarter. City Park Radio next week at Newtest Stadium from 5 to 1. North Launceston versus Glenorchy. As McGuinness takes it. Out of bounds. We've got another trip south in the last round of the season, Blair.
You're coming down again?
We're coming down to do the last game, Launceston and Glenorchy at KG5. So
terrific. Yeah, terrific. Yeah, being fantastic to have you down south. North Hobart, so they kicked 1 point in the second quarter and yet to score in the final quarter. So, yeah, they had their moments, as we said, in that third quarter with the 5 goals won. So
from the boundary throw in, Avent has got the ball on the boundary line. He's been busy today as well. Gee, they've got so many. I mean, if we looked at the stats, I'd say they've had a lot of players over 20.
Yep, exactly right. They'd have 6 or 7 over 20 and 2 or 3 over 35. So, yeah, amazing.
No Van Dam today, no Leary.
Yeah.
No Fletcher Bennett.
Wow. Yeah, so 3 of these players have got to come out for that game. And
that's right.
For their best team, yeah.
Stingle, right, left, back to left again. Kicks inside 50. Almost a mark there to Kerr. Seems to be playing a permanent forward at the moment. Kilpatrick, tackled, releases the handball. Coxgood just shovels players out of the way. Bales again. Can he finish off his work here with a goal? Drops a little bit short, although it's bounced through. Bouncing. Zach Barrow did well. He cannons into the right goal post. A little bit of concern there from the North Launceston player. Zach Barrow's not getting up all that quickly. Okay, so a little bit of advice there for 29.
Yeah, maybe a slight little push into the post there by Griffiths. Nothing in it. It was in the act of trying to get the ball. It's all fine.
Zach Barrow's okay. He's up and about.
Good to see.
Short kick comes out now to Tilbury, and that's the last action of the game here at North Hobart Oval. A convincing win in the end to North Launceston. 18 goals, 22, 130 is their final score. So 40 scoring shots over the day to 7-3-45. And as Blair said, No score for North Hobart in that last quarter. And North Launceston kicked 4 goals, 10.
Wow.
So, as they usually do, they finish the games pretty hard. Players coming off the bench. Young Volta there with a little bit of ice on the knee. Hopefully he's okay. As the players shake hands. It's almost completely in shade now, North Hobart Oval. We're going to get an interview very soon with Chris Sayer with one of the North Launceston players. Just a few words from you, Blair, while Grooves does his stats, and we'll cut across you if Chris grabs a player.
In as needed, but very impressive from North Launceston. To be honest, we expected that in good conditions here at North Hobart against the North Hobart team, which is near the bottom of the ladder. Right from the get-go, they kicked the first 2 goals of the game, North Launceston. Some of their ball movement, their change of play, forward handball through the middle of the ground here at North Hobart is elite. Their forward entries also very good. They missed some opportunities in the last quarter, but they'd already built a commanding lead there. 40 scoring shots to 10. North Hobart, gallant in defeat is probably the best way to describe it. They had some moments in the third quarter, but totally outclassed by a very, very good team, North Launceston, with 3 key players to come back into this team as they make their way towards the finals.
Goal kickers for North Launceston, 3 each to Caelan Matthews, Declan Chugg and Jack Ahern. 1 each to Brad Cox-Goodger, Connie Young, Jacob Kerr, Jack Avent, Blade Sulzberger, Jake Nash and Tane Thomas. And for North Hobart, 3 to Josh Bingham, 1 each to Tom Leafheber, Sam Wright, Anthony Volta and Jack Wilson. We've got Chris Sayer down now with Blade Sulzberger.
Yeah, I got Blade here, mate. That was a comfortable win, but in that third quarter, they come back at you, didn't they?
Yeah, the contest, they really picked up the pressure. We probably lapsed a little bit with our pressure, and that was, made them come back in the game a little bit.
And that's something that Adrian wants you to focus, because of course finals coming up.
Yeah, pressure, being ruthless and trying to play 4 quarters, keeping the pressure up the whole time. That's our main focus for finals, yeah.
Our commentators are saying how great it is to watch footy at this ground. What's it like to play on it?
Oh, yeah, it's not too bad. It's pretty hard to switch the ball and stuff because it's pretty skinny. But, yeah, it's pretty cool, though. It's good ground. Yeah,
we did notice it's so different to York Park.
Yeah, obviously not as wide. We're able to move the ball better on York Park. But, yeah, it's a good hit out today.
Great spread of goal kickers, even Jacob Kerr.
Yeah, Jacob Kerr. No, it's good. All the boys love to get on the end of them, which is good. But, yeah.
What's it like to be curtain raiser for the women's game?
Yeah, it's not too bad. Would have expected a few more people, but it is what it is, yeah.
Look, good luck for the finals coming up. Thanks for the chat.
No worries. Cheers, mate.
Thanks down there, Chris Sayer with Blade Sulzberger. And a good win there by the Bombers, Chris. That last quarter, they were pretty dominant.
Yeah, pretty impressive. You know, when they can take out a game like that, after the pressure in that third quarter, they could have succumbed to that, but gee, they put their foot down. I think Adrian Smith would be happy with that.
Thanks for your efforts today on the Brownie, Chris.
Okay, I might go and get warm.
No worries. Thanks for coming down the highway and being part of the City Park Radio team. All right, we'll get Grooves to do his stats. Now, while Grooves is doing his stats, I'll get you to think about some better players in a 3-2-1 Blair.
For sure.
So, fire away, Mr. Gruber.
A very dominant final quarter for North Launceston. But over the course of the match, North Hobart had 30 hit-outs to North Launceston's 54. Clearances, 24 for North Hobart, 48 for North Launceston. Inside 50s, North Launceston doubled North Hobart with 64 to 32.
16-4 in that last quarter.
16-4 in that last quarter. Everything was dominant to North in that last quarter, really. Marks inside 50, North Hobart 5, North Launceston 19 over the day.
In that last quarter, sorry, Grooves, I keep running, but 6-0 in that last quarter. So after holding them in that third quarter, marks inside 50, they just found targets relentlessly, didn't they, in that last quarter?
In that last quarter they did. It was a surge.
Intercept marks, Grooves?
Intercept marks, same thing. Yeah, none by North Launceston in that last quarter, 5 for North Hobart. But over the course of the day, 17 for North Launceston, 6 for North Hobart. And free kicks, North Hobart 20 and North Launceston 16.
Credit today to our umpires. They say that when you don't notice umpires, they've done a good job, and I think they did a fantastic job today.
They've been very, very good, yep.
All right, Blair, let's run through some better players and some 3-2-1.
Well, North Launceston, many good players, as we saw. Just some mention to some forwards that looked dangerous at various times. Declan Chugg kicked 3, Ahern kicked 3, and Matthews, we liked in the last quarter, kicked 3 goals as well. So they had some key forwards there, but their midfield is absolutely elite there. winners all across the park. The others I like, cross half back Mitch Nicholas. I thought he's class act. His run and composure from the back line as well. But in the end, the 3-2-1, Michael Stengel, I think he would have had 40-plus possessions. Elite on the left foot. Chris Judd, like you said, Dave Moore. And
so
I
3
agree.
or 1 for Michael?
No, 3 votes. Best on ground.
Yep.
So I should have started with 1, but we're starting
that's right.
best on ground there. 2, not far behind him was Harry Bales. Cross half back, just swept the ball up, got on chains, started chains of play, then got on more possessions in those chains. One was very difficult because you've got Blade Sulzberger, who we heard from, and Will Manchandon as well. In the end, I'll go Manchandon because I thought he was real workmanlike. Got a lot of the ball. Apologies to Blade there, who was very, very good. Apologies to Mitch Nicholas and a whole host of North Launceston players.
And some better players for North Hobart?
Yeah, North Hobart. Well, we saw Bingham, Josh Bingham, kick the 3 goals. He faded out of the game in the last quarter. There was lack of supply. They didn't score in the last quarter. But he looks a real fine, medium-sized forward that kicks goals, invaluable there. They had some other... Volta had a really good third quarter there. Barrow went to half-back in the second half. Angus Norton racks them up, finds plenty of the ball, as does Callum Kilpatrick and Tyler McGuinness. They're their sort of prime movers that get plenty of the ball, but in the end they just couldn't get enough supply to the forwards, and they were totally outclassed. But I thought they played in the right spirit, North Hobart. They didn't try and shut the game down. They didn't try and flood the background.
Right, yep.
And they tried to move the ball as best they could.
Around the grounds, Lauderdale 18-19, 127 defeated Glenorchy 6-7-43. 9 goals to 0 in that last quarter. Sticks Blackburn 5 goals and Jordan Lane 5 goals.
Yeah, no Sam Siggins for the rest of the
That's
year.
right.
And Sticks Blackburn steps up.
And a big win also for Clarence down there at Blunston Arena. I think it's still going, this score, 20-18, 138 to 5-5-35. And the VFL today, the Tassie Devils, after leading early, went down 12-9-81 quarter cannons to Tasmania Devils 9-5-59. And here, the final score was 18-22-130. North Launceston defeating North Hobart 7-3-45. It's been great to have you back on board, Blair. It's really a real pleasure.
No, thank you, guys. Great to see you in the south of the state.
No worries, and thanks for being in that interview too with Darren Matheson. That was really good.
It was fantastic. Enjoyed his company.
And we'll try and get that up for people, and we'll advertise that too as well. That was a great chat. Thanks to you, Grooves.
No worries.
Good stats.
Fantastic, as per usual. And thanks to Chris Day on the boundary, who's getting warm in the back here. Thanks to Darren Matheson for joining us at half-time. Thanks to Paul Curtin and the North Hobart Footy Club for setting us up here today. Thanks to Chris Ball in the studio, our producer, for getting us to air this afternoon. And we'll all be back together again next Saturday afternoon for North Launceston and Glenorchy. Also, thanks to our sponsors, Elgas and Brew Coffee Hut. That's all from us here today at North Hobart Oval. In the end, it was a victory to North Launceston by 85 points. We'll see you next week.
In Australia alone, over 20,000 people live with the life-changing effects of a spinal cord injury. Despite this daunting reality, there is hope on the horizon. Thanks to groundbreaking research and advancements in medical technology, Australian scientists are on the cusp of starting clinical trials into a cure for paralysis. Whether big or small, your donations will take us a step closer to a world where paralysis is no longer a lifelong sentence, but a temporary setback. Together, we can cure paralysis.